What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is A2D Wednesday nights. Phillies are rolling, baby. We're going to talk about it. Let's go.
I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio every Wednesday, brought to you by our doc, Make Them Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Mikey Buckets, Ryan Elizik, Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. Let's talk about it. Eagles, Sixers updates. We'll give them at the end of the show if anybody gives a rat's ass about the Sixers. But Joel expected to make a full recovery.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm skinny.
It's like a drug addict.
Best tanking team of all time. They're so good at it.
It's a drug addict. It's just
This is the
straight
time I'm getting
denial.
clean. Yep.
This is I'm getting clean. Full recovery, I promise. Right back on the time.
This is the time. And the family's going to believe him. This is the time he figures it all out.
He had his intervention the whole month. We didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Dodgers series coming up. We'll touch on that a little bit. Zack Wheeler dominates. That's what he does. Phillies, Rockies postgame, talking everything Phils tonight. Like I said, with a side of everything else. But our poll question: Zack Wheeler will finally win a Cy Young this year. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. And why not? Why not agree? I mean, of course, like if he's healthy, sure. Always got to throw the caveat in because people are morons and they'll be like, "Oh, like well, you said he was going to win it." I mean, if he's healthy, yeah. And sometimes the league likes to throw an "I'm sorry" around too, from like last year a little bit. So I mean, if he's up there, which he will be if he's healthy, then yeah, I mean, I'll agree to that because he's electric, man. I mean, he's just not an electric arm, but he's a pitcher. Yeah. Right. He's not a thrower. He's a pitcher. And that's why he's able to have success, as much success as he has throughout his years, and really sort of redefine himself too, since he came to Philly. Because I think, prior coming here, he was a thrower who had a lot of pitches and spent a lot of time getting banged up, it seemed like.
Yeah. And
I think he's really started to not try to throw 7 different pitches like he's a softball arm, right? And try to hone in on, what do I throw the best? Right? What can I throw the best? What 4 pitches can I throw the best? And I think that's something, that's something that they handled right off the bat of him coming over here. That was like one of the first conversations that was had. And I think he redefined himself in a way, not only durability wise, which I think is the hardest thing to redefine yourself with, but as he's gotten older, he's gotten better. Mm-hmm. He's a fine wine, baby. Right? He's a fine wine. It's just, Pino knows, Mikey Grigio knows a fine wine. So right, he can tell you too, and he probably agrees. But this is where he's at, and it's fun because this staff is, last night I just got the Taiwan Walker tomorrow, but this staff's dominant.
Scheduled loss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not throwing anything much better. So,
yeah.
Antonio
they are still the Rockies.
Hey,
Antonio, they just picked up from a Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? That's who they're throwing.
Ubaldo Jimenez still over there?
No,
he is in MLB The Show. I've been trying to play a lot with him.
He is. He is in the show this year.
He's one of the first.
He's one of the first programs. Yeah.
Programs. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Sidetracked.
There you go with this. Ever showed up. You know what I mean? Might as well start streaming a game tonight. You know what I mean? Might as well put a game on.
I'm down later on. I can do it.
Greg and Ryan are going to play. Me and Mike are going to do commentary. Lock all windows and doors, buckets. Yeah, so agree. I mean, Zack Wheeler is a pimp. So,
yeah. I think Tommy, the point you hit on the most was they owe him one, right?
Yeah.
He should have won the Cy Young last year.
You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough to come up with poll questions. No, I'm saying it's up in April. The season just started. You know what I mean?
Two double-digit strikeouts games to start, right? should be 2-0, right? I don't think he got the win opening day, even though the Phillies won because their offense was garbage, right? But should be 2-0. But here's the downfall against him. I absolutely agree. I think he does win it this year. I kind of don't want him to win because I got Christopher Sanchez. I got a ticket for Christopher Sanchez for Cy Young.
I do too.
But I also have Zack Wheeler because obviously he is a pimp, right? And all things that you said, Tommy, he's a pimp. He has stayed healthy, which, as you mentioned, is probably the hardest thing to do from a pitcher standpoint, especially with what he was, banged up with up there in New York. But he's come here and has been absolutely awesome. So, yeah, I absolutely agree because, like you said, the biggest thing is I just think MLB owes him, especially for the way Chris Sale ended the year. Not that Chris Sale didn't have a good year, but the last month of the year, he didn't pitch. He stayed away from, or he didn't pitch against anybody good. He stayed away from the Phillies, and he didn't pitch in the last week of the year or the postseason. So, and that's the guy they decided to give the Cy Young to.
No, it's Major League Baseball. They're a bunch of morons. It's a bunch of pocket pushers, right? Let me get my pencil protector. Right? I gotta get your pencil protector out to watch the game today. You got your.
Talking about.
You got your pal out. You're gonna hug it. You're gonna hug it through 9. That's what it became. So it's not surprising. Not surprising that they would get something wrong. This is a sport. I can do this later. This is not important, but this is a sport that just caters to people who don't watch it. It's the only sport. Only sport that caters to the people who don't watch it. You know what? We're trying to make you watch it. I don't want to watch it. So don't cater it to it. Keep it to the people who watch it. Oh my God. It goes to the awards and everything else.
Yeah.
It's a Mickey Mouse run organization here, or a company. So from top to bottom. It starts with Manfred and then it trickles down to 90% of the guys that are underneath executives that just have Ivy League degrees and couldn't even get a bunt down right now. You know what I mean? Like if you put them on the machine, they'd have loafers and nobody's catching a barrel. So, we want these guys deciding everything.
They look like Michael Rubin trying to throw a baseball.
Yeah, I saw that video the other day. It's disgusting.
We got torpedo bats, and it's just I don't even know where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's such a weird time. You're right. It's such a weird
place
time
to be.
It's a weird place to be
a
right
baseball
now.
Fan. Baseball fan.
A purist too, like a baseball purist.
So confused. Like kids are like, you think they're going to move the barrel down on the metals? Maybe. I don't know.
Now
we're going to do this. Now we're this. Now we're going to have these weird bats. Like, what are we doing?
I'll tell you what, though.
Once you get jammed to watch, that's what I want you to have.
Yeah, for sure. When my 14s are playing at PG this summer, I'm going to see one. Don't you worry. I'm going to see a couple.
Oh, you will.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Hype fire torpedo. Copyright it. I don't mind watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Fire torpedo.
Oh, it's coming.
It is.
The hype fire torpedo? Write it down.
It'll be there. Yeah,
I might send him an email right now.
There's a photo going out. There's a photo out there, I guess, today. A couple more guys got him in. Charlie Manuel is sitting there looking at Alec Boehm's torpedo. Clip that one, right? Can you imagine like the thoughts going through Charlie Manuel's head? Like, what the freak is this? Like, can't these guys hit anymore?
No, it's wild. I think that Zack Wheeler is the second best pitcher in the National League. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree on this. I do believe that he deserves to win a Cy Young Award. He should have won a Cy Young Award over the last couple of years. Unfortunately, there's this kid in Pittsburgh who is absolutely electric, who I think is going to dominate the Cy Young Awards and may end up in like the Roger Clemens conversation with like 7 or 8 by the time he's done, in Paul Skeens.
He's pretty good.
He's absolutely disgusting. I love Zack Wheeler. I wish I was at the ball game tonight. I'll be there on Saturday. I get to watch Aaron Nola give up home runs to Ohtani and Betts, so that'll be fun. But no, I absolutely love watching Zack. I wish I was home at 7 o'clock every night when he's pitching. He's appointment television. He's absolutely insane.
Yes.
I think he had 10 punchies on opening day. I think he had 10 punchies again today. Should be 2-0, like you said. He's given up 2 solo home runs. So, I mean, he's been absolutely insane. The Phillies have won both the games he's pitched. You know, every time he has the ball, they have an opportunity to win. You can be playing anybody. Sadly, I don't think he's going to win the Cy Young this year. I will be very, very happy when he does so.
Yeah, I'm going to agree only because I think they owe him one. I think it's all puppet. These awards are just fake. I don't even think it goes. It's like a popularity contest, and if they screwed up and they know they screwed up, they give you one. It's all weird. What I like about Zach is and Nola too. I'm not the biggest Nola guy, but they pitch every 5. Like Zach gets pissed if he's not on the bump every 5.
Yeah.
He ain't taking no breaks. He ain't resting. Give me the ball. He's just a straight gamer. That's what I love about Zack Wheeler. I think he could definitely win it. I think Paul Skeens has a great chance. Obviously, his girl has a great personality. He's obviously popular.
I didn't even bring it up this time. I didn't even bring it up. Usually that's me.
Probably your hands were up. You know what I mean? You didn't bring it up, your hands got.
Yo, come on.
He brought up Skeens and I
His hands were up here and he was like, peekaboo.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Skeens has a great chance, but I also think that it'll be an IOU and give it to Wheeler because Wheeler's obviously much older than Skeens. So, yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely.
I just like that they both want the ball. Every 5 games they're out there. It's the best part about them.
And it's funny, too, you say that, Mikey, because we've talked on shows for years of how at some point during the season, because the Phillies have been so consistent in the playoffs the last few years, how going to a 6-man rotation might help this team, right? Give these guys an additional day off. But it's Zack Wheeler at the top of it that keeps going, no, I don't want an extra day off. I don't need an extra day off. I want the baseball, as you said, Mike. Every 5 days, I want the baseball.
I still get flashbacks, like fucking horror flashbacks of taking him out and bringing in Alvarado for Yordan Alvarez because of the lefty analytic fucking freak show.
Yeah, I don't think that ball's landed yet still.
No,
yeah, like Zack Wheeler is your ace. You leave him out there. Like you die with that.
I agree. That was a tough one for Robbie.
Yeah.
Well,
especially since it hasn't gone the way since then, right? It was almost like, now we're here trying to still get back there.
Well, it's simple as dude, this is big league baseball. Guys hit fastballs. So, if you think you're bringing it in to blow by them, I think you picked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
So that's where you can just sort of end that conversation. So that is just, it's not even analytical. It's analytical in terms of lefty, like Mike said. It's the analytics sort of end there. And Rob's gotten his own way sometimes too. But that's also, I could do that on Monday all the time when guys lose. You know what I mean? And if they win, it doesn't get talked about. So that's the nature of being a manager. When you win,
absolutely.
It's not you made the right move.
It was their best versus our best, and I would have loved to see it stay that way and not touch it. Because Alvarado,
for sure.
But
I also think
like you said, if
really
it works out,
year,
we don't talk about it.
Exactly. Or doesn't happen. It also you don't get no hit up 2-1 at home. I was at that game. Wasn't very fun.
No, yeah, can imagine it would have been.
Yeah, I am interested to see how the hell they play though. Because we played the Nationals and the Rockies, and now here come the Dodgers. It's like you're starting from the bottom and then you're going right to the top.
No, I think it's good. I think it's good that you got these 6 games under your belt before you get a team that actually matters, right? And we were talking backstage about it. The bats have been silent against starting pitching, right? What do the Dodgers have? Starting pitching. They have 5 guys that are going to roll out there who are just disgusting. I think Yamamoto's throwing on Friday. Sasaki's supposed to throw on Saturday.
Oh.
I'm not sure who's throwing on Sunday.
What a dish.
Yeah,
Sasaki could be had.
What a dish.
What a sushi roll.
What a roll. You know what I mean? That's unbelievable.
No, these guys, they're good.
He's rolling out Team Japan. This is unbelievable.
Pretty much, yeah. You got Ohtani leading off or whatever he's batting over there. Mookie Betts has 3 go-ahead home runs already this year.
After he got sick from eating
sushi
sushi
rolls.
rolls.
Sick and he was dying.
Yeah.
He's
insane.
He had lunch with Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Hey, picked the wrong.
They show on ESPN.
Picked the wrong spot there.
They show Yamamoto, Sasaki, as you mentioned, and Glass now on
now.
Sunday.
Get a little cup of water.
Glass now, Dirty
that's
Sanchez. That'd be a good matchup.
A little glass of water after all his sushi. It's unbelievable.
It's a
excited.
good
Yeah,
pitching matchup.
We're not going to see a fastball.
It's
This is
good
amazing.
series.
We're not going to see a fastball for 2 straight nights. We're not going to know what a fastball looks like. We're going to see screwballs and knuckle fastballs. That's not even a thing. And we're gonna see that. Like, these guys got like 75 pitches. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, what are we doing in Japan that we aren't doing here? Right? Like, how do these guys got so many pitches? Can we like steal a couple grips one time? Like, like, they got a fastball. It moves like this. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a knuckle, no, but it's a fastball. Like, what? They got. How many pitches do those guys have? I guarantee they have at least 5.
No, it's at least 5. I remember a few years ago, Darvish had like 8.
Yeah, he had like 22. He came in with like 22 pitches. Like, he just made one up.
Yeah.
What? Can't even grip the ball that many ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
insane.
Guy's throwing it with his pinky.
You got a 2-seam that moves this way. You got a cutter goes this way. Of course, he's got an elevator pitch. It goes up.
An elevator pitch.
It's like, I don't care about that. Like, slap.
Pitch actually just stops in midair and then starts going again. You know, that type of shit. That's insane.
Crazy. Yeah, so we won't. Yeah. I mean, I know they throw fastballs, but
the starting pitching thing.
They're gonna be spinning it.
4 games in, or now 5, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was early in the year. I think the shadows, the first 2 games, actually did play a part. I think there's legitimacy to that, especially because when you win the first game and then Alec Boehm's still complaining about it, even though you won. It'd be different if you lost and you use that as an excuse, but they won and he's still bitching about it. I think that's legitimate. So the first 2 was just shadows. It's also the beginning of the year. So not much stock to put into it. I also think it is kind of a problem that you had all offseason Rob Thompson to figure out what you're doing with this leadoff spot, and he still doesn't know. If it's guaranteed, okay, if it's a lefty, we're going Turner. If it's a righty, we're going Schwarber, so be it. That's what it's supposed to be. But he's saying, like, well, it's also could change. It's not definite. Like, I mean, what did you do all offseason? It's pretty much the only thing you had to decide. So I don't like how there's uncertainty there. Like, guys not knowing where the hell they're going to hit. They're professionals. It shouldn't matter that much. But I'm just saying, like, how do you not know? You had that time.
Well, we've been around the game at all different levels, though. I mean, baseball among all other sports is the most creature of habit type of sport, though, right, Mike? To your point, like, all right, lefty coming in. All right, maybe I will start Schwarber. What is that? Is it dead set? Because how do you also get a read on if it's working or not? Right, just because it works against lefties and doesn't work against righties. It is kind of like playing both sides of the fence. Just make a decision. Just make a decision and roll with it.
That's how I felt about him leading off. Sorry, Tom. That's how I felt about Schwarber leading off. It's like everyone's telling you, well, the numbers say he's a better leadoff than when he's in the 4-hole. Well, yeah, but he played the 4-hole like 60 games. And, of course, we've won a ton of games when he batted leadoff 400 games in a row because we're a good baseball team. You have a way bigger sample size. When you have a smaller sample size, it's like you can't even get a read. There's no gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm all for, like, trying to find something to, like, get up in my feels about early on here, right? We're 5 games into the year. I think to the point where you're making is like get a sample size. I think that's sort of what they're doing right now, right? They're sort of getting that sample size. So, like, I just like the fact that Turner's even doing it a little bit. I mean, 3 hits tonight out of leadoff hole. So, I think they're starting to try to gather that sample size. And I think what they're trying to do, Mike, it's like right, wrong, or indifferent, right? But I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure it out themselves. And they're trying to, like, let this play out. Like, unless they go on like a big tailspin, they're trying to let it play out a little bit and see what sort of works better, right? Instead of seeing what works better in spring training, that doesn't even matter. They want to sort of see what works better now. And I think Turner's back sort of put a little, a little wrench into it early on in the year. So we'll see what they roll out tomorrow at 1:00 if he, if he's playing, which I would assume he is. But we'll see what they roll out there tomorrow. But I don't really have a problem with it if that's what the reason they're doing it. Like, if they're doing it to try to figure out what works better, I'm all for that. But if they're doing it just to shuffle it around, then yeah, I'll get on.
Yeah, I just think that's my only. The Phillies are a very good baseball team. I think Rob Thompson's a great manager. He keeps everyone together. There's a lot of camaraderie in that locker room. My thing is just I hope he doesn't get too analytical. Like, I feel like he's so analytical and stuck with his sheets that he makes that he doesn't have a feel or watch the game. Like, Trey Turner was hurt. Okay. In the home opener, he didn't play. They pinch hit him for Brandon Marsh. Fine. Makes sense. He draws
Huge
a walk,
walk,
hell of
though.
an at-bat.
Huge
Hell
walk.
of an
Yeah,
at-bat.
huge walk.
No, huge
Yeah.
walk. Hell of an at-bat.
Yeah.
You know now that you're bringing in Johan Rojas for Brandon Marsh to play center field, which he did the following inning for defense. You knew you were doing that. So if Trey Turner's actually hurt, why would you not pinch run Johan Rojas right there? Now, Turner scored from first. Awesome. He flew around the bases. It worked out. He had 3 hits today. Great. But if he was really hurt and didn't play, and you're bringing Rojas in, they're equally as speed. I just don't think I think he's so locked into his analytics and game plan that he just gets lost in the feel of the game. I feel like he has no gut feel. It ended up working out. So maybe I'm just a jackass. But if you know you're bringing in Rojas, why don't you just pinch run him right there? If he's hurt, I get, clearly he wasn't that hurt because he played today, had 3 hits, but that just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, it's a back.
Yeah, I think it's just if I can tolerate it type of thing, which
backs are
can happen sometimes, right? Like Stim feels good on that back, heated up. Like if he's feeling good, then he's feeling good. He's going to be out there. If it's it's going to lock up on him again because you're playing 162 games, you really want him out there hurt week 2, or he's not 100%. Like I get it. But yeah, I guess that particular situation, yeah, you probably had that conversation ahead of time. Like, hey, look, I want you to pinch hit. Like, are you going to be good to run? Trey was probably like, yeah, I'm good. If he hadn't have been, I didn't say, I don't know, like maybe you want to get Rojas out there. Then I feel like that's probably a conversation that's had before that at bat. But I see what you're saying here. There's a lot of different stuff that goes into that. Where he can almost overmanage sometimes. And there was something to like Charlie Manuel back when they were winning the division 5 straight years. I think they did it. And it's the same lineup every single day out there, every single day. And I'm not overly upset about them like wanting to see what it's going to be, but I'd rather them just go with what they're trying to with Turner and see how that goes. As long as he's healthy and out there, you run that out there for 10 straight games, see how that goes. Because you already know what it's going to be with Schwarber leading off. You've seen it for the last 3 years. I don't really think you have to see that again. Right. And I like it with Turner more because that means that Bryce Harper's in the 2 spot and he's getting more at bats over the season. Right. Because they're not gonna bat Bryce second if Schwarber's leading off. They're gonna go Trey second, Bryce third. And it ended up screwing them tonight because they struck out 3 times with bases loaded, nobody out. But you had bases loaded, nobody out for 2, 3, 4, and you had Harper, Bohm, and Schwarber come up. That's the perfect scenario. It's a perfect scenario. Your 7, 8, 9 guys tonight were phenomenal. They got on base. I think they had 5 hits, 5 or 6 hits between those guys. And you're setting up the top of the order to be able to do that. And if Schwarber's in that one hole and he's there, then it's Turner who is susceptible to striking out, Bryce who's susceptible to striking out, and Bohm, again, these guys are susceptible to striking out. Like, I'd rather have them up in the order more, right? Give them more opportunities, specifically Bryce. But all of those guys, I want to see something different because, yes, as much as Schwarber's been really good out of the leadoff spot, I'm a purist. I love seeing a guy who hits a single, swipes a bag, that gets to third somehow on a single, gets first to third, sack fly, knocks him in. I love that.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe the most basic question I'll ever ask here. What's a more stressful inning? A leadoff homer on one pitch, or a guy who singles, steals second, and now creates pressure? Even though it's
I think home runs are inning killers, in my opinion. Sometimes, not always, but home runs are inning killers. Maybe not at the leadoff spot, but
I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. I think I said that last week.
I don't know how many times we scored 1 on a leadoff homer and followed that up with more action in the first. Like I don't think we've done that a ton either. Even though
the only time it really sets you up as a benefit is in the playoffs, where you throw that first uppercut, right? You know what I mean? Like regular season games, you're absolutely right. Like I'd be more stressful if I have guys running all over, guys making contact, balls in the gap versus homers, as you guys said, killing the inning, killing the momentum. There's times that homers keep the momentum going for sure. Yeah. But for the most part, a leadoff homer, all it does is just get the juices going. But the next few guys, usually come out flat.
Yeah. No,
The
I
only
love
thing it ruins is a nerfy. That's it.
Yeah.
He just ripped one off the wall and tried to stretch it to a double too, and he's not that guy, and he got thrown out.
Yeah.
It smoked one off the wall and got thrown out. But Ryan makes a hell of a point with Harper. Harper being the 2-hole is huge because he's getting way more at bats now at the 2-hole because of the right, left, right, left, right, left. You're not going to do that with Schwarber. If Schwarber's up, Harper's batting third.
No,
So I want Harper to
this
get
is
more
like-
at bats. Harper being 2, it's a no brainer.
I mean,
I think
there's
it's a
like,
some-
I
stupid
think-
conversation because it's just common sense. Like,
Yeah.
it's
And it's
not-
also like analytics. Like I'm telling you, it's.
I don't see that's the
baseball.
problem. I don't think he does it enough. I'll say it before I forget it because I'm going to forget it. But he doesn't like. I disagree with him over managing. He overmanages the bullpen. He don't overmanages the fucking lineup. That dude was ran it out. I watched him. I witnessed this dude run it out. The same thing, scores no runs, gets 2 hit, and we're gonna run the same damn thing out the next day because I believe in it that much. Like, dude, your job is to try something different if it's not working. When your back's against the wall, as a manager and as a baseball team, your job, your only job, is not to keep showing confidence. You're showing confidence by having the guy in the lineup. You understand me? You're not showing confidence where you dictate he bats. It's are you in the lineup, right? That's a sign of confidence, not the other way around. So I have problems with him never changing it. And I'm a guy who loves rolling the same thing out there. I love it. I love it for 2 reasons. One, it's easier. If this is what I think is our best thing, why am I going to overthink it when things are going well? But if you ain't hitting, you owe it to your team to try something, man. Not the other way around. You owe it. I think that's been his biggest downfall. Not that and I think at times with the pen, but again, that's analytical.
The pen, you're dead on. Dead
Like,
on. Spot on. Because how many times did Brad Lidge pitch in the 6th inning in 2008? How many times did Brad Lidge come in the 6th or 7th inning because it was high leverage?
Nerds are going to come on here. Nerds are going to come in here tonight and say, well, that's what they do in baseball now. It's high leverage.
It's high leverage.
Your hardest outs in the game of baseball are the final 3. Anybody who tells me opposite can kiss my ass because you don't know the game.
The high leverage
hard.
shit drives me nuts. We signed Estevez at the deadline last year, and he's pitching in the 6th inning. I'm like, oh, glad our closer's out here in the 6th inning just because we're in a bit of a jam.
The best pitcher of all time because of the spot he pitched it. It's a spot. The closer role is so important, and we're gonna throw him in the 6th. So then, by doing that, you think that's high leverage. Okay, by doing that, now if you do end up taking the lead, you burned your best guy in the biggest role. So you can high leverage it right up your you know what.
Like this analytics shit, it's ruining baseball. I'm telling you. Nobody has a gut feeling anymore. Like you roll your best guy out in the 9th.
This guy.
You don't throw him in the 6th and 7th just because the game's on the line. Like what? The game's on the line. That's what you do in the 7th inning. That's why you have bullpen pitchers. The game's going to be on the line in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. You throw your best guy in the 9th. The only thing I can get behind is possibly an 8th inning. But the 6th inning in a high leverage spot, you can kiss my ass with that. That's retarded.
Well, maybe the 8th inning.
The first team to do that, or the first one I can remember doing that is the redacted Cleveland team in 2016 with Andrew Miller when they lost to the Cubs in 7. Well, he was out there, whatever like the biggest situation was, or like he was out there in the 6th, the 7th, the 8th.
Well,
but he also wasn't designated as a closer, though.
No, right? I don't think he was, but he was their best reliever.
Right, but he wasn't designated as a closer.
This ain't Mo. Like we'll just use Mo. Like you bring in Mariano Rivera in the 6th inning of a game. You get we'll use the Mets. We'll go to the Mets. We'll go modern day. You're gonna start firing the trumpet up in the 6th. Buy a clue. Buy a clue. You can do all this.
Before the 7th inning stretch, I didn't even say take me out of the ball game. I didn't even say take me out of the ball game yet, and we didn't even get my stretch. 7th inning stretch didn't even start. You have the trumpets going, and then the next innings take me out to the ball game. I'd be confused. I'm like, I just have a seizure.
Oh, we were going home.
Yeah.
We were playing 7 tonight. We were playing 6. So we're going Little League.
Yeah, high leverage. Like, it's such a joke. Some of this.
They use all these big words too. Like,
yeah.
I mean, high leverage is like this sounds like they're trying to use a big word, which isn't a big word, but
load management.
The one like high leverage. Like we're smarter than you. You don't know what high leverage is. I watched the game. All right, I know what high leverage is, and it's not in the 6th inning. Goodness gracious, it's never going to be in the 6th inning. You're high leverage because that thing guy's going to bat again sometime Genius. Count the outs. You guys can't count
Especially
now. All the Harvard grads and all the Ivy League sheets, they can't count.
Unless you guys have a curfew. Unless we got the curfew
count.
rule going.
I'm
going to get mad because I thought they did count. We can't count. If you guys will come up in the 6th, they're going to come back up in the 8th or 9th too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's your first time counting 9. I don't know. This is where I get confused. Like, I fire a manager on the spot. I walk onto the field if he brings my closer in the 6th inning. I walk onto the field. I call time. I ask for the umpire to remove him from the game. All right, remove him from the game, and I take the closer in the little cart. I'll get on the Fanatic thing, and I'll drive him back out to the bullpen where it belongs. And I'll pick up another guy and bring him in. All right, because I'm going to put an end to that right now because it's ridiculous. I'm not even trying to be funny about it. It's absurd. It's absurd. And we're like, we want to buy into that. Nobody's won shit doing that. Who's won stuff doing that?
You know what's another great one?
Like you're a small market, go get a closer.
Yeah.
Another great one is like, oh, well, the third time around the lineup, their numbers are better. So we got to pull our starter now. Riddle me this. So a major league hitter gets 3 at-bats, and in his third at-bat, he does better than his first 2. No shit. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with who's pitching. Like, it's like, oh, well, it's his third time.
Every team wants to get to your bullpen. Every team wants to get to your bullpen, and you're going to make it easier.
Exactly.
I mean, everything's fun to get to the pen. It's been baseball 101 forever, and we're going to make it easier now. Whoa! Third time to charge.
Well, it's the 4th inning, but Rangers seeing him for the 3rd time. I got to get him out of here. What?
No matter what,
no shit, they're going to hit better.
They contemplate. A guy could be throwing a no-no in a nothing game. Like, third time.
What do we
also,
do here?
What are the odds? What are the odds that if you do? I almost said if you do that.
You said do?
You did.
I almost did.
No, you did.
You take him out. You take him out in the 5th inning. Let's say, right? I did. You take him out in the 5th inning. What are the odds that your relievers, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, you get 5 solid different people to go out there and have a good outing?
Oh, the
probability is like
it's tough.
It's tough.
You
get 5 solid.
You get the greatest pen of all time.
Yeah,
I mean, if you got the
greatest
All-Star
game.
Yeah, if you got like the greatest pen of all time, then be my guest and use it however you feel necessary. But 99% of baseball, the pens are waiting to shit all over themselves. That's what they're waiting to do. Those guys are all Red Bulled up. They come in, they think they can throw everything by you, and whatever. And you, like you said, like how do you expect 4 or 5 guys to all have their best stuff that night? It's like an unfair ask, right? Are you trying to not tax your bullpen? Like I always
we've been killing the bullpen. The proof's in the pudding. We've been kicking bullpen's asses this year.
How about we give the guy
Phil scored their first 2 runs against
90
pitches tonight.
5 days off. You know what I mean? Like you're not abusing that guy by throwing 100 pitches and he's got 4 days off to do nothing. Like what are we talking about? Like that's what amazes me. Oh, he's at 70. What? Let him throw. Like the one of the best arm guys in the world talks about throwing the ball. Like not shutting down throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But we don't listen to guys who have like had successful careers in terms of like arm care and all this, right? We don't listen to that. We do it all wrong. I was 65. Right? Through.
Like back then, they were sipping whiskey, smoking cigarettes, letting it fly, slinging.
I miss Jim Leland. You know what I mean? I miss it, Jimmy Leland.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Leland in the dugout.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
That's when baseball was great. Make it great again. Allow like e-cigs or something. Like let's get a little cloud. Let's get a little cloud of smoke. I need some more lippers. We should start supplying lips and cigarettes back in the dugout, and let's make men of these boys again. All right, let's go make some men here. A little chest
some
hair.
Mamba hats.
Yeah,
make baseball great again.
Make baseball great again.
Yeah, let's put Lenny Dykstra in the Phil's dugout. He's got the biggest one I've ever seen.
Oh God, we can't.
Love it. This guy.
We'll be talking about his perfect cut. That's what we're gonna have to hear. You know what I mean? Creep. Yeah,
that was wild. That was.
I don't even mind saying Lenny's a creep. Lenny's a flat out creep, and yeah, he's arguably a piece of shit.
I don't think it's arguably.
And no, I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to be nice. You know what I mean? Trying to be nice. But like I had Mitch on for a whole year, and I love Mitch. Mitch is my guy. Mitch is an A+ guy, but certain guys, he loves Lenny the ball player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He won't say anything bad about Lenny the ball player, but it's Lenny the other stuff. You know. And Mitch is probably the most honest 93 Philly out there. Like that you can talk to. Like dead serious. And I'm glad he landed on his feet. Not giving Mitch like a farewell tour here, but like I'm glad Mitch is in a good spot because he's a good guy and he got a bad rap around South Jersey for other things that weren't on him. And but he'll keep it real about that whole group. Like Dave Hollins was his favorite teammate. It's sort of hard not to be, not to love Dave. Obviously Darren Doshy, everybody loved. You know what I mean? But he keeps it real. He's I feel bad for that guy, but I just brought that up because of Lenny. Lenny the ball player, great, but Lenny the person. And Dales remembers that interview was extremely uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
He had like 3 girls on. He was talking about his perfect cut. And I think he was asking one what they were doing later. It was a mess. And the only thing, like, thank God for Tom. You know what I mean? I had to steer the cattle in, or herd the sheep, whatever you want to say. Do you say steer the cattle? Is that what you do with cattle?
Steer the cattle.
I'm pretty sure cattle are steer. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but you're steering them, like you're getting them in the right direction. What does that
Drive
even mean?
them.
It's herding the cattle.
You're herding the
What
cattle.
does that even mean?
Yeah.
I don't know these things. We're just talking. You know what I mean? Just a
I know,
couple
shit,
guys.
Let's go on a cattle ranch.
But you
Tom.
said
Come
it.
on.
You said it. You're like, what's that even mean?
I don't know, but that's what we were doing. And I had to talk about Barry Bonds and steroids to get him refocused on baseball. Yeah. Well, Mitch, right. Feels like whenever Alvarado blows up, it's when he's out in the 8th. Yeah. I mean, unless he starts the year as the 8th inning guy, and then you get comfortable, right? But for pen guys, we talk about hitters wanting roles.
Yeah.
And it ain't as big of a deal as your pen having their roles.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's important. Because like mentally, like, okay, 8th inning, this is me. Like,
I gotta start warming, gotta get loose.
That's your rhythm and all that. Like in a lineup, you're only batting there once. So it's a different type of thing. In the bullpen, I'm not even a pitcher. And I'm telling you this, in a bullpen, because some people have common sense baseball. In the bullpen, that's where you need the role. Like, what are we even doing? Like, we can do a whole show of just like helping them help themselves. I mean, we're here to help you guys. If you can take it, I'll do it for $100K. I mean, you got guys in there making $500K doing all these maneuvers because I went here and it typed me out a bunch of stuff and here we are. You know what I mean?
Now they're hiding in their bullpen.
Yeah,
that's dorky. It also puts more of a target on the opposing bullpen guy coming out to get himself loose. He's hiding in there all from like the 4th inning on, wherever the hell they walk out there to the bullpen. He pops out in the top of the 8th, like, oh, look at this guy, and then he just hears it for 20 minutes.
I think it should go Strahm 7th inning, Kerkering 8th inning, Alvarado 9th inning. Just roll it out. Like, I don't know. I feel like JC Romero was our 7th inning guy. He didn't pitch in any inning.
He was awesome.
JC was awesome.
Inning.
He was
unless it was the 7th inning.
He was juiced out of his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, JC, who was Tom? No, it was Ryan Madsen. Madsen was the 8th. Lidge was the 9th. You had Tom Gordon. Was he on that team? Was he was 07, 08? Tom Gordon was there, right?
Tom Gordon was there at some point.
Yeah.
I think he was in that.
I think he was in that pen.
Goddamn Gordon.
What happened to baseball?
Ryan Madsen, great changeup. Love that guy.
Yeah, I just don't get it anymore. Not like Kerkering.
Max Kepler, good addition, by the way.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's been awesome.
Great.
And Sosa, you can't not play Sosa. You got to find Sosa's spot.
And Mundo Sosa's hitting 700. He's got 2 hits every game.
We go through this
no,
every
Tom,
year.
I'm not saying long term. I'm not saying long term.
Up.
No, not long term. Till the fire goes out.
I always made that a secondary topic, like yearly Edmundo Sosa overreactions.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like
he's a pro. He's
been awesome. Though.
He's so good. He's the best fill-in guy that can start.
Yes, he is.
He's phenomenal. Like he did it for Trey last year when Trey was out. He did it again for the 2 games that Trey was out. He started for Stott today. He had 3 hits today. He's had 2 absolutely massive doubles to knock in like 4 or 5 runs. He's been so good. Plus his energy is absolutely electric. I'm kind of
Why is it not
upset
a 10th
that
man of the
his
year?
walk-up song isn't "Love Sosa." I'm kind of upset. It should be. I don't
Is there
know why.
a
It
10th
is.
man of the year?
There should be. We should
Well, I
make
think
that
I
the
think
Nino
Here we
Silver Award.
go.
I think you see tonight though.
Now we're giving out
exactly.
participation. Now we're giving out ribbons. You know what I mean? Now we're in the participation award thing. Okay, they give a 10th man award. I mean, we're really reinventing it now. Look at you.
They should.
You should go sit right up there with the shit. The 10th man
Well, actually, he could be
putting
the
bench guys
11th
in the
man.
Hall of Fame next. That's what we're going to start doing. You know,
He could
bench
be the
guys are
11th
going to
man.
get elected to Cooper.
Hey, there are bench guys that are better than Harold Baines. Come on.
No, but he's been fantastic. He's such a spark plug. Sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just think tonight though is that a perfect example of getting him at bats while he's hot. Right? I don't think Bryson's been terrible to start the year, but you got a lefty and Freeland starting. It makes complete sense to get both Sosa and Rojas some at bats early on, especially when you look at Topper's track record of getting guys at bats the first week of the year, even if it might seem unconventional. And Edmundo has been awesome. He's been flat out awesome, and it's great to see it too because everybody in the clubhouse loves him. He's an absolute pro, and it's good to see him produce when given the opportunities.
Yeah, he has 9 hits, and he's had double-digit hits in every game.
Yeah, he said he had 2
he's
hits
played
the first
4
3
games.
games he played. He had 3 hits today.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
Till the fire goes out, I agree. He's like a bench player. Like, and he's just a pro's pro. He can fill in
a little bit more than that, but yeah, he's a little bit more
yeah.
than that.
But until the fire goes out, I don't see how you don't just play him every day. Just give Bohm a day off tomorrow. Just keep doing it.
Well, Topper's shown I don't say mentality, but shown that he's going to do that sometimes. You know, get these guys exactly. Sosa work away around the infield. You know, and you know he's one of those guys where you can put out in the outfield if you need to. But Tommy, back to the original name, I think Max Kepler's been awesome so far, and I'm one of the guys that kind of poo-pooed the deal when he signed it. But I more poo-pooed it not on his ability, but just his ability to stay healthy, right? His ability to stay on the field. Because I used to watch a lot of Twins games, and yeah, Max was great when he was on the field, but he was just never there. But he's been awesome so far to start the year.
Yeah, it felt like an Austin Hayes move to me. I know it was different
at
time
first,
periods,
yes.
but at first it was like a little Austin Hazy, and I also didn't like that he was a lefty. I feel like we have 1,000 lefties. Could be overreacting. I just feel like Stott, Harper, Schwarber, Marsh, now Kepler. I'm probably missing one, but but he's been great. Like
he's got 4 hits. He's got a home run. He's got 4 walks, and he's played 4 games. So I mean, he's been on base 8 times in 4 games. I'd say that's pretty good production first week of the season.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like we're walking. I don't know what the number is, but I feel like we're walking at a high clip. I feel like Castellanos, especially, Castellanos has had a handful of walks. I'm like, oh my god, this is a brand new guy.
14th in baseball in walks. 21.
The 14th,
and he had a big at bat today. I mean, he pushed Turner over to third base.
I mean, it's upper half of the league. So it's a good job.
I thought it was even better. Yeah, but
but it's better from what we've been, Mike. Right? Yeah. That's the key. Like, so your eyes aren't lying to you, baby. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself a little pat on the back there. All right, you didn't have to go back and watch film. They're doing a good job with that stuff. They're not in the green, which is where, like, if you're on stat use, that's where you want them to be with stuff. But 10th in homers, they're 8th in hits. I mean, 7th in doubles, which is a great sign. I'd rather hit more doubles than homers anyway.
Yeah, for
sure. We don't steal bases. We know that. And our average, actually, our team average is 1st in baseball. At 299.
Love that.
299. So, great start. I don't expect that to continue. That's hard to ask. But, Pump, you're unbelievable. I mean, you're talking about a Gold Glove second baseman. Would you knock it off?
Yeah.
You just knock it off.
We're not ready to have the conversation because there is no conversation to have.
Not ready to have the conversation. No one wants to do it. You want to get younger, babe, and you just want to get older out of nowhere. That's why you're a semi-moron. You know what I mean? With all due respect. And I say that, which means I can say whatever I want after. You know what I mean? And I said it already. So that's where you're at with it. Like, I don't understand. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Bryson's the greatest second baseman to ever play, but I am going to tell you he's a Gold Glove caliber second baseman. And you got to give him time. Still, he's coming into his prime. You got to let him play. Now, I have no problem with today. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm like, Sosa can't go start over him 5 days a week. Like, what are we talking about? And then you're going to be like, Sosa can't hit. That's what's going to come next.
In a week, you're going to say Sosa can't hit.
Yeah, you guys
the pitchers are going to figure him out.
Yeah, he's not going to bat 750 all year, babe. I just want to riddle you that. And this isn't. This is where the football reactions come in.
Do you think his defense gets less appreciated since he moved to second base? I think when he was the shortstop, we treated him like Volpe. Like if he hit, it was a bonus. If he didn't hit, it's like, okay, who cares? He's a great shortstop. But now that he's not like the leader of the infield and he's playing second, you think his Gold Glove goes like unnoticed now?
Absolutely.
And it's now it's all focused on offense.
Yeah, like Ozzie Albies is to me, is a sensational second baseman that gets overlooked for his defensive skills. Right? You talk about how he is productive offensively, but he gets overlooked because of the position he plays. And I don't know why that is. I feel like second basemen get overlooked sometimes. On how good defensively they are, and I think he nailed it. Like we look at the shortstop and like, oh, right, but the second baseman doesn't matter. Like his feet don't work. That guy can't tie his shoes. We're just high guys there. Like that ain't second base, right? You went up the middle, right? But I think a lot of second basemen do go unnoticed for that exact point. He's one of them. You know, he's looked at. Oh, he batted 2. So like, okay, all right. We need Bryson to hit better, right? He needs to be in the 260, 270 range. Would like more than that, but I'm not going to over ask. But he needs to be up in that range, and if he is, and he can lose 15 balls and hit 25 doubles, hypothetically, right, 25, 30 doubles, then I'm totally in, because the defense is what wins you baseball games. I know everybody wants the offensive numbers, and everybody's playing the show, babe. Rightfully so. Okay, it is show season, but this game's won with pitching and defense. And timely hits. It ain't built with the team that gets 12 hits and none of them are runners in scoring position, and they get slugged all out the joint because they can't throw strikes or what, and they don't pick it. Like we were a team bitching that we didn't play good enough defense, and now we have a guy that's a Gold Glover or Gold Glove caliber, and then we complain he doesn't hit him. Like, come on. And then we complain we were too old, and that guy's young, and then we want him ripped out and line up for a guy that's older than him. Like, Pump, I don't know where you're at. Whatever you're hitting, spread it around then to people. Let other people enjoy it and get out of Dodge for a night, per se. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean,
no, he just put in there what he wants. He wants more color in the lineup. That's what he wants.
Oh, he's Latin.
It out.
I mean, Pump's got some Latin flair in him for sure. And Pump, there ain't a guy you're going to talk to who loves the Latin players as much as Tom Arno. Like, you can come try out for me, and if your name, has a Latin flair to it, I need to check you out a little bit more. I need to see how your feet work, because we can call it how it is. Latin players probably all great dancers, right? Feet move sensationally. That's the facts. I mean, people get scared of calling the facts out. That's the truth, right? Great hips, right? Great feet. Huh. Imagine what I could do with that as a baseball player. Huh. You know what I mean? Imagine what you can do.
Is that why you want Sosa over Stott? You grew up in Panama City. That's why you're saying Sosa over Stott.
He wants anything with a raft here. You know what I mean? He wants everybody defecting from Cuba. It's unbelievable. I mean, and I don't disagree with you, right? I love it too. I love a little Latin flair, but it doesn't take away from the American players that are studs too, Pump. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, listen. Would you rather a guy who fought for his life to get here, per se, and fought to get off the island? Yeah, I get it. But these guys are also fighting against everybody else in America, fighting for the same damn thing they are. So it's not like it's the same thing. It's the same thing. These guys are all fighting to get there. I'm not a casserole guy, Pump. I don't even eat casserole. Don't you dare, Pump. Don't you eat casserole guy. You think I just throw it all together?
Tommy Casseroles? No.
I did call my son casserole for a while. You know what I mean?
Whatever Japanese like vendor that the Dodgers have for all these pitchers, I'll take that too. Give me some Japanese.
I'm pretty sure they're just not allowed to come anywhere other than Los Angeles, Seattle, or New York. I'm pretty sure they're physically not. They can't find a flight anywhere other than that.
And of course, the one guy we get stinks.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because, we try and get a guy for a bullpen. He can't throw strikes.
We don't got to be copycats.
When's the last time we had a legit Asian?
So Taguchi on the
Taguchi.
Award number 99.
Yep.
Love So Taguchi.
I almost wanted to say my sister is a ball girl. You know what I mean? Like, because we had it. Yeah, it's the truth. Like, my sister's Asian, and she was a ball girl. And she's part of the organization. I think she's probably better than any other player we had. I'm giving her credit. I'm giving her credit here. I'm saying how good of a player she was. You know what I mean? And especially to what we had. We had Taguchi. That's it.
So Taguchi, baby.
That's her claim to fame.
So he was so good.
Well,
he was so there.
He was so Taguchi.
Well, we don't have to be the copycat. Like, we don't have to be the copycat. Like, we're acting like, Pump, again, I love the Latin player too, but we're acting like American-born players can't play the game. You talk about hip flexibility with these guys. Are you kidding me? What are we talking about, baby? Let's not get carried away.
They're all popping out kids, so they got enough hip flexibility going on right now.
Oh my God, Greg!
I can't wait. I can't believe
now we're talking about a brother.
Racism.
All
right, but let me ask you this though:
Tom Brown was the last brother we had. Tom Brown.
Yeah. Also think about this. Back up. How many brothers are there? Like, they're all Dominican or Hispanic. Like, there's not a lot of brothers. Like, think about
Rollins. He's the last one.
Yeah. What's that?
Ryan Howard.
When he retired. There's not a lot of them in the league. How many can you think of? Can you name 5 top of your head? Like, they're all Hispanic or Dominican.
Are we going to have this conversation tonight?
I don't know.
This is not no. Because it's simple. I'll just break it down. Majority, not a majority, but a good amount. Right?
They're not playing the sport.
African American athletes are from where?
Inner cities.
Inner cities. Okay. First off, you know how much money it is? We do. They play travel sports, period.
And there's not a lot of grass in the city. I don't know if people know that.
Like, that's why you get a lot of hoopers. Rightfully so. Like, makes
sense.
A
lot of guys.
A lot of concrete.
Football.
Yeah, a lot of football, right? And it's not. This isn't like stereotyping. This isn't anything. This is common sense, right? Like, anybody involved in sports will tell you this is why some go this direction, some go this direction, etc. They're all great athletes. You know what I mean? So it's not like they can't play baseball, right? It's how many are given the opportunity to. Right, in the teaching, where it's more basketball, football, right? It doesn't mean there isn't any African-American player, because there is. You know what I mean? A lot of greats, too, throughout the history of the game, right? I can name 2 of them, Jackie and Hank Aaron. So it's not like there hasn't been greats. Frank Thomas, Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, there's been greats. So I think there's the greats make up for not the numbers. The numbers, right? Does that make sense too? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not like they can't. It's not like African-American players can't play the game, because they sure as that could, because it's everything you want in a ball player to build it from scratch. It's athletes, right? So if you get a good athlete, I don't care what their skin color is. It doesn't matter. That's why it's a great sport. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you have the athletic skill, it's for everybody. That's why it makes baseball great. That it's for everybody. Think about it.
Yep.
You know, which is awesome. Not many sports. I mean, name many sports you can say that way.
Well, if you want a specific one, Pump, Justin Crawford's next up. He'll be up next year. There you go.
Yeah, but it doesn't like, no, it's Casey. I hope we're not doing the black and white stuff. We're just talking about how it's a great sport. Pumper just wants to turn everything into to the big booties and the he wants to do this all night with us here. And
the busty Latinas.
Yeah, it's what Pump wants in his life. He's hoping somebody rings his doorbell. He always called busty Latinas ring his doorbell tonight.
Come on, knock on my door.
Come on,
we've been waiting for you.
Get low. We need you to get low. Pump said he's a problem. What up, Pete?
Peter.
I mean, he's just so Vegas suburb guys. I mean, what are you talking about? The guy was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Pump, like, we're acting like the guy's
15.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and we act like we got just
Stott's in there too. We're talking about first round draft picks here. What are we doing? You're acting like these guys were like, dude, we picked them up off the street yesterday. Come on.
The wipes are back in sports.
Bryson Stott's from Las Vegas. He's saying, give me someone from Las Vegas. You're trying to boot him out of here.
No, you're saying no
no-
more. You're saying no more.
Vegas
Oh, no
Suns,
more. I was gonna
guys.
say, what are you
Tired.
talking
He's
about?
tired of them. He's tired of the MGM Grand and
He wants us to go take
Caesar's
somebody out of
Palace.
the Bronx. Still, he wants us to do.
But Casey's right. I mean,
Yeah.
Wilson touched on this a long time ago on A2D. Whites are coming back in sports. Look around. We're making a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. And we showed it on the football field. All right. Showed it on the football field. All right. Christian McCaffrey, pretty good. Cooper DeJean, pretty good. Anything a white guy can ever play corner again. Better yet, the slot. You want to talk about hips, right? You want to talk about ooh. So, I mean, let's go. And baseball, it's America's pastime. So you're gonna have a lot of white ball players. It's natural, but we want to run away from the whites now. Pump wants them all out of the way. I mean, what we learned tonight, Pump doesn't want any more Caucasian players in Major League Baseball. We're gonna do away with them. So good talk, Pump, as always. Let's preview this series coming up we got a couple, we got all Japan coming after us.
Good matchup pitching
World
wise.
War III. World War III
is
coming to
indeed.
CBP.
Oh,
We got Friday night Luzardo versus Yamamoto.
Yeah, I got Himashima and whatever.
Saturday, Ryan's gonna see Nola versus Sasaki.
Yep.
Mike, I've been trying to get canceled on here for a long
I
time.
can't wait to get to
Right,
that
we got
parking lot
Pearl
Saturday.
Harbor.
I cannot wait.
It's
It's
great.
such a good time.
It's great. We got Hiroshima and sushi rolls coming to your
Nagasaki.
couch.
Well,
Yeah.
the only good thing is
Nagasaki.
I drafted Sasaki in fantasy in the keeper league, so he's been dog shit.
I don't know who's who. I don't know
ever
what guys
since.
who. I don't know who's who. Who's the better one? Who's the better?
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto's
Oh,
better.
Yamamoto. Okay, yeah.
Sasaki's just 23,
Yeah,
so he's super young.
He's making
And
his third
Yamamoto's
start.
what? He's probably 42, but he's
Probably.
30.
Yeah.
No,
He's like a string
Yamamoto's
bean.
the thing. He's the
Yeah,
fake
string
worm you
bean,
put
he
on the
can throw
hook and
forever.
throw in the water.
Yamamoto will throw to he's 90.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yamamoto
He'll live
is,
to 144. He'll live to
He's
144.
Shohei's old interpreter.
Oh my God.
Yamamoto,
Well, it's like what the
1-0,
Eagles did for Jalen
2.7.
Carter, right? It's like essentially what the Eagles did for Jalen Carter. Bring in your guys around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yamamoto. I used to Yamamoto. I was 8 years old throwing fake worms into the lake trying to catch some fish.
How old is
Gary Yamamoto.
He's
Best baits.
let's look.
Free shout out.
Yamamoto.
While he's looking it up, Sunday is Dirty Sanchez and Glass now.
Yeah, we're acting like he's
Greg, I
he's-
love
he's
that
26.
ticket, by the way.
Yamamoto is 26 years
Oh
old.
yeah,
I did
2200.
that
Is that
ticket
what you get it?
also.
2200?
23.
I love it. Fire me up.
Nah, but this is great. This is a great test coming into town. All jokes aside, we have fun on here,
No, it is.
as everybody
Yeah,
knows.
Dodgers 7-0.
And it's early, but we're gonna overreact to it, right? We always do.
I will.
You know what I mean? Like,
They got a great white man coming in, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, I've changed my stripes. I won't.
You sure
I
about
wanna-
that, Tommy?
I'm 1,000% sure.
Tommy, they sweep the Dodgers this weekend. You're not overreacting?
No, they are who I thought they are. I think it's a damn good baseball team. So I'm not going to change over 3 games. Makes sense. Like I'm not going to change one way or the other. If they get swept, I'm going to be like, that's not ideal. But again, I'm not out on them. That's my point. This isn't football. I'm not out on you.
No, for sure.
I could have been out on you after the Braves opened up the year last year. I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So
Talk
if
about
we're going to
Braves.
be out or overreact in April, then you better find another sport. Baseball, you better stop saying that too loud because baseball might cut it to 50 games. You know what I mean? So don't say it too loud. But this is the definition of a marathon. There isn't a sport longer. So if we're overreacting what happens in April, like can you lose a division? Absolutely. If we're going over April, then absolutely overreact.
You're the Braves.
Braves
Yeah, if you're 15 games under 500 in
April.
April, right? I get it, but I won't overreact to it unless it's like you're getting your doors blown off. Like if you're losing 14-1, you're like, oh my God. Then we're just
Braves
outplaying
are winning
us,
right now.
I ain't
Braves are
scared
winning
of
right
them.
now.
I ain't scared of them. People can be scared of them. I am not scared of them. Because I think what we need to do is they come in as this big bad wolf. This big, look at this lineup. Oh, I think our lineup's loaded. So like I think it's a check between your legs. What's between your legs series? That's what it is to me. Right? You gotta match that offensive firepower. And this, if there's a lineup around that you say, can they match it at times? It would be the Philadelphia Phillies. Because when they are hot, they are red hot, right? We've all witnessed it. And when they're cold, put on a couple layers, baby. It's going to be a
ice
long
cold.
one. Yeah, it's going
And
to be
also,
a long one. Antarctica.
I don't think the Braves are like a team. I think the Phillies have so much chemistry. There's so much togetherness. I think the Braves are just individual talent. I don't think they play as a unit. Or Dodgers, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's won a World Series.
No, not Dodgers, not Dodgers. I'm talking about Braves.
Well,
Did you not just say? I'm talking about the Braves. Did you not just say the Braves are winning right now?
Yeah, they're up 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th in LA.
Yeah, then you said then Tom said I'm not scared of them. That's what I was going with.
No, I'm not scared of the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, I'm not scared of the Braves. Dodgers are good, but the Braves I care less about.
Good teams are good teams. I'm not going to come in. My palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Weak, arms
you know what I mean? I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to come in, and it's time to match up. Like, we are really good. I think we sort of like underplay us because we haven't finished, right? We haven't finished the job, but that doesn't mean we're not freaking super talented. I'm not scared of them. Dodgers pitching, cool. Phillies pitching, pump. We got pitching too. I don't understand. We're coming in, it's like we got nobody. We're throwing nobody. Like, we got guys too. Scared money don't make money. I mean, if everybody's scared of the Dodgers, yeah, they're loaded. But you can make a case where we can be loaded. We're loaded too. You look at the easiest lineup to get through. I mean, JT might be ready for senior citizen discounts. You know what I mean? The way he's swinging it. But
he had a double today. I think he had a couple hits today.
Did he? Good for him.
Yeah.
Marchand Madness is coming soon.
I don't know. I've always felt
JT 1 for 4 today.
JT offensively might be the most overrated Philly of all time offensively.
Yep, absolutely.
And I will go down on that shit.
Me too.
I will sink on it. Defensively, stud, monster, most overrated offensive player in Philadelphia Phillies history.
I've never seen
more overrated than Bobby Abreu was a better offensive player than JT Realmuto. People cross Bobby Abreu, right? But my point is Bobby Abreu. But my point is like Pump's going to come in about the Latin now because he's Latin. That's what Pump's going to say. We know what's coming there, so we can just cue that comment up. But I do think he's and it doesn't. I'm not taking anything away from him. I love JT, but he's absolutely overrated offensively. He's a leak the hip cat. If you can't see that watching him live, that his hip flies open every swing.
I just hate how he's all right field. Everything with him, he's got the closed stance and everything's right field. I feel like every great hit he's had here went to right field or right center. The only one I could think of that didn't was the one he hit the left that didn't get out in like the World Series. That almost went, or it might have been Diamondback Series. But I feel like every hit, every big hit,
ball too much though. That's the problem.
But somehow it goes inside out. I feel like everything goes to right field, and he's got a closed stance because you're right. He flies open, but like he has a closed stance. Oh yeah. But when he finishes, he's closed. Like he's so like his feet move too much. They don't align ever. It's open, and then when he finishes his swing, he's closed.
He's an open foot lander too. If I'm seeing it correctly or thinking about it correctly. So to me, those guys struggle with like hip fly. Yeah. And I think that's when he struggles the worst is when he flies open. Instead of landing, he might land straight with that front foot, but I feel like he opens it. I could be wrong. I just need to watch it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like he pulls off on
As simple as form as he tries to be a pool monster.
Yeah.
And it boggles my mind. Like it boggles my mind. These guys should know it better than the whole freaking world, right? That if you use the big part of the field, you get going. I don't understand. I know it at 11:05 at night, sitting on my couch, that what gets hitters going, but the best of the best don't do it. And I don't even like, and it's like, oh well, it's hard to do. Well, yeah, but if you're trying the pool, it's even harder to do. But that's the point. You guys know. That's why they had all this tape, and it's like they must not watch their own tape. It's weird. Egomaniacs. Name a big leaguer you met that doesn't have an ego.
I feel like we have like the driest team ever.
What?
I feel like our egos are like we have like I don't know. Like JT, like I feel like we have no personalities on our team besides like Sosa. I feel like everyone's very like.
Who let Pump on the show?
What are we doing?
Not JT. I mean, when's the last time we've seen JT show emotion? Like, I don't know. Like Schwarber's very, even when he hits bombs, nice, calm, cool, and collected. Just like we have a very dry
What do you want?
personality.
You want a dance party?
No. I'm not saying it's bad. No, I'm not saying it's bad. Well, think about it. Noah Wheeler.
Music and you want, you know what I mean? You want it all coming around.
Listen,
you want the trumpet.
Noah's been here for years. Give me like one memorable quote from any interview. He's been here for 6 years.
Why do I?
You don't need one. No, I'm just saying, like,
you can't have it both ways.
But you're making a huge deal over it.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm just bringing it to the table.
You're bringing the wrong thing to the table. Because
it means nothing.
You brought to the table how this team had so much chemistry earlier on, and now you're bringing something completely opposite to the table. Now they're the driest group of all time.
No, you can have chemistry.
The only guy on that like 08 run team that ever said anything was Jimmy Rollins, and that was in 2007. Everybody, like Chase Utley is the most, I'm just going to go about my business, work hard, do that shit all day. Ryan Howard was the same way, right? Jason Worth, same way. Like those guys just went out there, they did their job. You know, they won a lot of baseball games, right? You don't have to be flashy. Okay?
No, yeah,
the only reason Jimmy did that is to take the pressure off the other guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you turn that into a complaint. I wasn't complaining. It was just an observation. I feel like
it's not an observation because I don't care what they say to guys with a goddamn recorder in front of their face. I never cared.
No, listen, I don't either. I'm just. When's the last time you see Noah walk off the mound? F yeah, I see Alvarado do it. I don't know. They've been here 6 years. I don't remember one time Noah pumping his fist, fired up. Like it doesn't really happen. Like I'm just saying we have a lot of dry. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like. JT, he gets the occasional. If a guy makes a good pitch, that's all you get. I mean, I'm not asking for more. That's just an observation.
You want a cartwheel?
I'm not saying that.
You want Bryce running around the bases like he's going to walk off and gets the Cubs every time?
What is going on with this conversation?
I'm confused.
No one said it's bad. No one said it's bad. We just have dry personality.
No, I'm asking you what you want.
He wants more emotion.
I'm saying no. I was the last time you seen a bat flip or like. I'm not saying you need it. It's all cute. Who gives a shit? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying you go around the league and you see like Ellie De La Cruz doing a bunch of nonsense, and now he's like the big face. Like, I don't know. I'm with you. I'm not saying it's the winning formula. I'm just saying we got dry personalities.
Ellie De La Cruz could be the driest guy in the country, even though he has flair when he plays.
Yeah, he could be.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know that to be true. He might be the greatest guy of all time. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to hang out with him. I don't know.
No, that's insane. I saw it.
I don't think what they show to media is what they are or what they, their fire on the field dictates their like internal fire either. So I don't know. I mean, I get it to a point, but like, I don't need my pitchers like in game 42 of the year being all jazzed up in the fourth on a strikeout. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with you.
Like you've been there, babe. Like you're playing the goddamn, you're playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know. Give me somebody that's not that good, right? And like
I think the Rockies have a guy that does a split after every strikeout. They signed him from like the international. Yeah. You want that guy?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, Mikey splits.
I didn't say I wanted. I do just observation.
He wants it.
He's just like Mikey's like the in-house version of Pump. Like he's always throwing out things that he wants better, but can't name anything he wants better.
Yeah, he wants this.
I never said I wanted anything better. That's where you guys are getting it wrong.
Savannah Banana, Mike.
You could listen, run the tape because now you're just messing with me. I never said I wanted anything changed or anything different. All I said was I have
Savannah buckets.
I've observed that we're very dry.
Mike wants to be a part of the game. He wants to go to the ballpark, catch a foul ball.
You guys are ridiculous. We got drier sheets. Aaron Nola and Zack Wheeler are drier sheets, and there are.
Oh my god!
They take the ball every fifth day. They go 6 innings. You're in a chance to win a fucking ball game. I don't give a shit.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, you want to know why Wheeler hasn't won Cy Young? Maybe why?
Why?
Like I'm just saying,
there's pump enough.
No, I'm saying the non-Phillies fan that doesn't appreciate him, that doesn't sit down, like Ryan said earlier, Zack Wheeler's appointment TV. He's a freaking beast. He's a dog. The guy that's a casual Cubs fan isn't a Zack Wheeler fan. There's
Why
nothing to
would he
like
be?
about him other than if you're a baseball guru. Like Paul
Well,
Skeens
a baseball guru would like him because of what he does on the mound.
I'm with you. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it could go into why he never won Cy Young.
That doesn't make sense.
It's more of a popularity contest. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. Chris Sale, Braves. Oh yeah, Braves. Oh. I feel like most people are bought on that.
Well, Chris Sale's a loser, and he's dry.
I'm with you. I'm on your side. I'm just throwing it out.
I don't
possibilities.
I know what you're throwing out, and we're trying to throw it back to you. You know what I mean? Like we've attempted to launch it right back in your hands, like you never said it. But yeah, I need leaders, man, and they can come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. Like that's all I need. So as long as I got guys that are leading by example, right, and leading the right way, and I got those guys in my locker room, like I don't need the flair. Actually, I prefer not to have all the extra flair at times. You know, because it would drive you crazy if guys are hitting homers down 5-1 and they're hitting solo shots and they're flipping it and staring at it. Like, you know what I mean? That's what you get around a lot of baseball. I don't need that here. I want a mentality that it's bigger than this. We're trying to win a World Series, right? It's bigger than this here. I think you have a group that's focused on the prize, and I think they've been that way. They just haven't did it. They haven't finished it, but they're focused. You see emotion in the postseason with this group, and if you haven't watched any Red October, then you know what I mean. You haven't watched a good, bad, and different, but there's plenty of emotion with this team in meaningful games, and I'm talking about like the big games. You know what I mean? It's a long season. You got to keep your emotions and everything too. That's a marathon as well. Yeah. You leave all your emotion in one game, well, you got the next one. Mm-hmm. Where's your energy at? You're able to duplicate that game in, game out. Good for you. You know what I mean? But I guarantee
$1 million a game.
Now you're doing the money game into it like they should be. I'm doing the common sense of like, do you want to get all revved up for game 1 of the year and then you got nothing game 5? I don't know. I mean, you can rev up in different ways. You can be laser focused. I mean, we talk about kids not gripping and ripping it too tight. You know what I mean? I want to go off of that mentality. I want to go off of like the even keel. The so what? I'm going to have another opportunity. The next at bat, the next play. Like I want that mentality for my players on all levels. And again, I want guys for feels of the game. Like you get a homer to take the lead. Yeah, there's emotion that comes with this club. I've witnessed it. There's been emotion this year that's come with it.
Yeah.
But I don't want the emotion when I'm down 7-1 and we're having these theatrics run around the bases. I don't need that in my life. I'm good. Because I don't even want my son watching that shit. I want you to grow up having a feel for the game. Because the field's going away. Or you guys haven't been on the field enough over your time if you don't realize the field's going away a little bit at times. So Mikey wants the theatrics, and I hope his 9U team's bat flipping. All weekend long.
Listen, I don't want
bat flip city on singles. You know
I don't want theatrics. I'm just saying Bryce Harper's
found
great.
The 5.5 hole, we bat flipped.
Bryce Harper's great, and it's a weird example because that's how good Bryce
fly
Harper
ball to
is.
Center.
Yeah, fly out.
Does the Ricky Henderson shuffle?
Yeah. Max Muncy might have just bat flipped a double to tie the game. 5-5 out in LA.
No, I don't even care about that. I'm just saying Bryce Harper is great, so it's a weird example because it's just how good he is. But the national people, like baseball fans, like Bryce Harper, and he's probably one of the showmen we have. He literally wears showman on his hat. I'm not saying it's important. Doesn't win you championships. I'm just saying we have a lot of dry personalities. I mean, Aaron Nola's been here for how many years? I couldn't tell you one thing about him other than the baseball player. And you can look at it two ways. You can look at it as a good thing. Focused, not in the media for bad things. But like, I don't know a thing about him.
Aaron Nola is an A+ dude. Okay.
I don't know one thing about him.
I do. Aaron, I mean, you asked a question, you wanted an answer. It feels like somebody has a target on their back here because now it's the second or third time you've brought him up. All right, in a negative light. In a negative,
It's not
like,
negative.
No, it's his third time you brought him up tonight, right? You mentioned a couple things about it. I'm just going to come back and allow the rebuttal because this is what this is about. Agree to disagree.
I do Wheeler then.
I don't give a shit about Wheeler. We're not talking about Wheeler. We're talking about Noah. I'm talking about Noah. You asked some things about Noah. I don't know Wheeler like that, and I never met Zack Wheeler.
That's my point. Nobody does. You've met Noah. That's a different story. You met the guy. I never met Wheeler, I don't know a thing about him.
My point is, Aaron Nola is just a humble dude. Okay, he's just a humble.
Good or bad. I said that. Good or bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
Let me finish. I don't think Aaron Nola gets enough respect around this goddamn city.
He doesn't.
I think it's quite the opposite with Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola should be a guy people love around here because he does take the ball every fifth day. He's been one of the most durable guys in a sport where nobody wants the ball every fifth day. Okay, and the fact that he's been damn good. And we look at him because he don't throw 98, right? And we don't get a little chub in our boxers, right? We don't get a little ooh, right? Because that's the problem. That's the problem because everybody wants everybody to throw 100, and it only looks good if you throw 100, and it only looks electric, and it only looks like you have flair to you if it comes out 100. And I think that's the problem with Aaron Nola in this city.
That dude should have a Cy Young award if Jacob deGrom didn't have like a 170 ERA.
Yep.
He should have a Cy Young.
We forget shit around here.
Yeah.
We forget how good he's been. And we only look at the negatives. We don't look at the great outings he has in the postseason. We don't look at the Cardinals game. We don't look at other postseason games where he was awesome for us. We just point out a game where he gets hit. Well, guess what? Zach Allen got hit. Guys get hit. I'll riddle you that. Right? If you guys don't watch the game enough, guys get hit. We talk about money. Guys are getting paid to hit. If you make a mistake at this level, guys hit it.
Nola's MO, and it's been in this way his entire career. He makes 2 or 3 bad pitches a game, right? They either go out of the ballpark or they hit the fence or whatever. You just got to hope that it's going to be a solo shot. There's not anybody on base, right? The only he gave up 5 runs. He gave up 5 hits, 5 earned on Saturday last week or this weekend, Sunday. Okay, great. So what? Even if those home runs are solo shots, the offense didn't fucking hit. They had 1 run. So even if he gives up 2 solo home runs, he still gets tagged for the loss. They're like, oh, he gave up 2 home runs. He gives up 2 bad pitches. Okay, shit happens, right? That's that dude goes out there every day. He's going to throw 100 pitches. He's going to get you into the 6th, into the 7th. No, he might even get you into the 8th or 9th one day. And he's just out there. I don't know. I can't remember the last time he's been on the IL. If he's ever been on the IL. I couldn't tell you. Yeah. Knock on some wood. But goddamn, dude.
No, you're absolutely right.
Since
10 years doing this. 10 years.
I think he made like 5 starts in the minor leagues, and then he was up in bigs. I think he was like what was he? I think he was like a 2015, 2014 draft pick or something.
Wasn't many. You're dead on. It wasn't many starts.
He's a Friday night starter.
Yeah,
at LSU.
LSU was an absolute stud. I think he was
Friday night guy.
People don't know what Friday night guy is. Pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Right? That dude made 5 starts and then he was the number 1 starter in the rotation. I don't know what to tell you. Dude's been an absolute nails.
This is the dumbest comparison of all time.
Oh my god.
Let me troll you real quick. What do you know him other than baseball? Because everything you said is dead on. Spot on.
Who cares?
What
does the
matter?
That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter. I just brought it up and everyone got butthurt that I talked about his personality.
I told you he's a down-to-earth guy. He's a down-to-earth guy. That's the personality.
But you keep bringing it up like it has any effect on the game.
It's just a nice guy.
I'm with you. We understand that. I'm saying that's why he doesn't get the notoriety, and that's why he gets disrespect from people who don't watch the game. If you don't watch the game, you don't know a thing about him.
No, he gets notoriety
like
around
Tom said earlier, they're catering the game to people who don't watch it, and it's a joke. But that's why people who don't watch it disrespect him. But that's all I'm getting at. Like,
I don't think it's people who don't watch it disrespect them. I think it's people who watch it disrespect them because they don't know the game enough. And they go off of certain moments and they don't go off the body of work. It's about a body of work. It's not about one game. It's about your body of work. And his body of work is up there with a lot of damn good arms over the last 10 years.
No, I think he's up there with, if not the most innings pitched, he's one of the most innings pitched in the last decade. he's a guy that's out there all the time, right? Like
he's a guy that might go. I gotta look at his numbers and whole, but if he wins the World Series, he's a guy that's got a chance, if he continues his durability, a chance to go to Cooperstown because the numbers will be there.
Yeah.
The strikeout numbers will be there because of the durability, because he's out there in a time period where not everybody's out there all the time. Like, right? So I'm trying to say, when you look back on his career, right, if he goes another 5 years like that, where he's out there every fifth day, I mean, we're going to look back on his career and be like, man, we could use another Aaron Nola. We're going to say that at some point. We could use the durability. Yeah. Like, we picked a guy in the first round that throws 98, right? And he's already had a UCL injury, right? I mean, that's the price you pay, too, for velo. You pay the price. That's
he's going to go. This year, he's going to go over 2,000 career strikeouts. He's at almost 1,800. He's going to go over 2,000 career strikeouts.
And what's the number? Like, what's I know you guys probably know this. I don't know this.
Probably 2,500. So I think he gives 3-4 more years.
Conversation, right?
Yeah, I think 2,500 is a pretty solid number.
Well, it's so tough anymore because I feel like the criteria changes because of who people like and dislike.
Yeah, we have to we can do a whole show on that. Right?
No, you're absolutely right. But to your point, because the game has changed, I think some of those metrics have changed as well. Because we don't get guys that pitch as many starts, right? Or pitch as many innings and don't have the opportunity. So, where it used to be 20 wins a year used to be good. Now that number might be 15. Oh my God, he's got 10, 15 win seasons. Well, what happened to the 20 win season, right? The 25 win season.
Yeah. Wins don't even matter anymore. Like, wins don't matter. Since DeGrom won the 2018 Cy Young, like which Nola was there, like wins don't really matter.
Right? He had a losing record.
I think he was 9-10. He had a 1-7. He was disgusting.
He was stupid,
which is insane. But he was 9-10. Like Nola that year, if we run that over, he had a 9.7 WAR, which is absolutely fucking insane. Dude almost had a 10 WAR. 17-6, 237. Like his career, he's got a 3.7 career ERA. He's averaging over 200 innings a season. Like he's made 30 starts for 6 consecutive years if you knock out 2020 because of the COVID year. He had 27 the year before that. So like this year he's going to take another 30 starts. Like I know we're not. It's not. I'm not arguing with Mike anymore about this. I'm more of just like I love Aaron Nola. I think I agree with Tom what he was saying. Like he doesn't get anywhere near as much credit as he should, right? Mm-hmm. Because guys see that like people specifically around here, like what you hear on media, it's a big market. He's giving up home runs, right? And sometimes we're in big spots. But then, like you said, they overlook the 3-4 good starts in a row he has. Like he's absolute nails in June, July, August, right? It gets a little bit colder for him in September. Sometimes he has a bad start or two. Sometimes a little bit bad in April, right? Dude's from Louisiana. He's used to pitching when it's hot, right? Like that stuff matters. And then
he walked it off. Did
he actually
walk it off?
Yeah.
With a bomber just hit.
Bomb. You are absolutely right.
Amazing. But yeah, like again,
you're absolutely right.
He deserves more credit than he's getting. I'm not even.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. He doesn't get it because you know nothing about the guy. I'm not here to say it's a bad thing because we're baseball people.
Sense. That's not why.
Tom,
that's not why though. That's not
people
why.
Go like this. Yes, it is. People go to work or aren't watching the games and they look and go, "Oh, Nola gave up 2 bombs today, 5 runs," because they don't know baseball, and then you know nothing about the guy. And you're like, oh yeah, this guy stinks.
Nothing about
they don't know baseball.
No, nothing about the guy has nothing to do with it. Okay. They look at the bombs, and that's all they hang their hat on. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You're half right, and you're getting upset. You're half right, but you're half wrong because the personality doesn't matter. It does.
When Harper goes 0 for 25, why do we not give a shit?
Bryce Harper is a different conversation. Bryce Harper's a megastar. You're comparing apples to oranges, Mike. I mean, apples to fucking goddamn dog shit. Whatever it is, you're wrong because you're talking about a megastar and a damn good pitcher for years. They're in a different conversation. From a guy who's Sports Illustrated at 15 compared to Aaron Nola, who's a pitcher. Can we stop it? The first overall pick in the draft, the consensus number 1 pick in the draft, is way different than a top 10 pick. It's just different. And he lived up to being a megastar. He lived up to being hated. It's a different conversation. You can't compare the two on what people like. It's not. Because Bryce Harper. What is it? How much talking has he done? He bakes cookies now.
When he goes over 30, nobody cares because we know he'll show up. That's why we remember the good moments.
I care.
Noah has. I know, but Noah has great moments, and you don't remember him. Like you remember the Cardinals game, maybe. I mean, he's been here years.
Megastars. You remember megastars.
All right, I've seen him dominate playoff games, and I can't even remember who they were against.
Well, then you just answered
your question. He pitched like a megastar.
No, but then you just said that people.
You guys are taking this way too personal. You're saying everything that I agree with. How great he is. He doesn't get notoriety. I'm not all over. I've been the same way. He's great. He gets notoriety. He gets no notoriety. And it's because nobody knows anything about him.
No notoriety.
You guys are making me speechless.
Notoriety.
He gets no notoriety, and it's because nobody knows a thing about him.
That has nothing to do with anything.
All right. Well, that's your opinion, and I have mine, and I'm telling you why he gets no credit because people don't know nothing about him.
What do you know about Bryce Harper?
Listen,
Ryan. What do you know about personally?
Well, apparently I can't compare him because that's a megastar.
No, but you said you know everything about him personally. No. He knows whole life. You're living in the guest room. What do you know about Bryce Harper, Bucket?
Okay, I know he lives in Haddon. No, I know he lives in Haddonfield. He posts half his life on TikTok. I know exactly his morning routine, his milkshakes, his smoothies. Not that it's important, but you know a lot about him.
Is that I'm just saying about him? I watched a guy make a smoothie. Now I got him figured out.
No, you're just not getting it.
Let me tell you,
something's not clicking in your brain. Like fans don't attach to it.
The most common sense thing of all time.
He's not marketable.
Hold on.
Like Noah's not marketable. Like nobody knows a goddamn thing about him. Like other than he's pitched good ball.
I'm gonna keep
to the average fan. Like I'm just saying, like that's why he gets no credit. And you can hate on it all you want, but it's the truth. Like, he's so boring.
I'm having a conversation.
He's a boring player.
Boringness. You don't know what happens between anybody's when the doors close. You don't know what happens at anybody's house when the doors close. So you can think you know, and you can allow things to fool you into thinking you know because of a smoothie and the ingredients or what kind he had. But you don't know what happens between anybody's house when the doors are closed. We don't know nothing about nobody. I don't know nothing about Craig, and I lived with Craig through a period of time. All right, I don't know what happens when the doors close. Right? I can be around you all the time, Bug. I'm around you all the time. I don't know what happens when you go home and the door's closed. I might think I know you, but do I know you? You want to get technical? I don't know. No, I don't know.
That's fine. I'm not looking for credit though. Like we're talking about.
I don't know what you're looking for tonight. You were looking at you were looking for some. You were flying around.
You guys are just stuck on this. I'm not climbing around nowhere. He's boring, and the average fan doesn't know anything about him. They've seen him pitch one time and see him give up 2 home runs, and then say he stinks. That's why he gets no credit. He's not on any billboards. He's not on any freaking commercials. He's not on nothing. He's not marketable. He's not marketable. That's why he gets no credit. I mean, there you go. Zack Wheeler's a horse. He's not marketable. That's why he didn't win Cy Young. We opened up this show talking about Paul Skeens winning Cy Young, and I think Ryan's dead on about it. Why? He's marketable. He's freaking everywhere.
He's everywhere. Why though?
It could be Kardashian stuff. Could be the girl. What's her name? The gymnast. Okay. It could be he's pitching his balls off. I'm just saying, like
I'm just saying, like
he's everywhere.
So again, you're talking about a guy in his early 20s, just graduated college essentially,
and he's more marketable than the 6-year pro.
Well, no shit.
Like 12, Mike. I think it's actually that's 10.
And he's a flamethrower. Like it's a different marketability, right?
Consensus number 1 overall pick.
Again,
he was an all-star after 7 starts.
I'm just saying, I don't know why everyone's in their feelings about this guy's not marketable. Like, he's just not. That's why I'm with you. He deserves credit. Like that's where you're getting me. That's where you're messing me up. He deserves credit, but like he's not getting it. You guys keep saying he doesn't get it. I don't know why he doesn't get it. I don't know why doesn't get it. I'm telling you why he doesn't get it. He's not marketable. There's nobody in Chicago going, "Oh my god, I can't wait to watch Noah pitch." But meanwhile, I'm sitting here in Jersey. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
You didn't use the word marketable. I can't wait to see Paul Skeens conversation.
But that's what I mean by like. That's why he doesn't get credit.
You know a guy. That's where you started off.
You don't know him. Like you don't know. Nobody knows him.
That's where it got. Put yourself in our shoes.
Marketing. You either know it or you don't. Nobody knows him.
You didn't put yourself in our shoes for a minute, so you don't know us because you confused me when you said you don't know him, like you don't know anything about him, and that's what confused me in terms of like What does that matter what kind of player a guy is? That's where like how much you know about Chase Utley back in the day? Did it change
Tom,
an opinion?
give me 2 seconds.
How marketable is Chase Utley?
It doesn't matter. But you're asking for reasons on why he doesn't get credit.
No,
that's why I'm telling you. That's why it matters.
I'm asking you.
I'm with you. I don't think it matters. He's a hell of a ball player.
I'm not arguing it. I'm asking you.
When you're asking me like, oh, why doesn't he get it? That's why.
No, I'm asking you a different question, but you're getting upset. I'm saying, why did Chase Utley get loved and adored and he wasn't marketable?
Saying world fucking champions, and then
he was loved before that.
Breaking someone's leg.
He was loved before that. He was loved before that. He was loved from the second he came up, and the second he played the game, and because he played it the right way, people loved it.
I guess. I mean, you ask around, people don't think he's a Hall of Famer. If you ask in Philly, you think he's a Hall of
Famer. But my point is, he's loved here. I'm not talking about nationally. I'm talking about here. I don't care what they think. I care about here. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where I'm like, I don't know where the personality and the commercials and all that matter into, is this guy damn good at what he does or not?
I was going.
No, I'm not debating.
I'm going bigger. Yeah, no, if you're talking here,
going.
If you're talking here, then yeah, it makes sense. The people.
Well, that's where the hate comes. The hate for Aaron Nola doesn't come outside of here, though. The hate from Aaron Nola comes internally. That's what I'm saying. I've been doing this for a decade plus. I've been listening to it. I've been watching it. I've had millions of comments on it. So I'm talking from experience. I'm talking that I've witnessed this dude get shredded up here, and whenever he has a good outing, it doesn't matter. And whenever Wheeler gets shelled, nobody talks about it. That's what I've witnessed. And like, I'm not arguing with you. I don't think I'm arguing with you. I'm just talking. That's what I've witnessed for years. That's where I say, why does the guy get so much hate and Wheeler can walk on water? When he's going to have bad starts, everybody does. Like, that's where I get pissed off by the fan base. Because, like, keep it 100. Like, other guys go 0 for 20. Everybody's yelling and screaming about sitting them down. Bryce does it. Nobody says a word. Like, don't hold guys to the same standard. You know, that's where I get
hate and credit's two different things. I didn't know we were just talking about this. I'm talking about grand scheme of baseball, like the baseball world, the whole world.
My bad. I wasn't.
I'm saying that's why. Yeah, but if you're just talking about
we're on the same tracks now. We're on the same tracks. He doesn't have to be marketable on commercials here, but to your point, nationally, absolutely, right? And that's what makes megastars, right? Even Ohtani, you don't even speak English like that, and New Bounds. So, but baseball doesn't do a good enough job marketing their guys anyway. You know, they just don't do a good enough job of it. But to your point, I get what you're saying nationally for sure. Absolutely. You need to know what the smoothie is, and nationally. But in-house,
and I'm with you. That shit's nonsense. I could care less. I don't even have the app TikTok.
People crush it.
I'm just saying. Dude. I'm just saying.
You'd be shocked. You're going to sit through it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to see it. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Let the season get rolling a little bit. All right, and watch the good outings not even get talked about that much. The great ones. Like, he was dominant tonight. Like, not, hey, I've turned on Postgame Live and they're talking about it. The comments, right? The comments. Watch them. There won't be many of them about him, right? But then watch the bad outings. And he just, it's crazy. It's weird. And that's where I was saying, like, one day we'll miss a guy like that, right? Bucket's like, one day we're going to miss a guy who doesn't take the ball, who takes the ball every fifth day and competes and keeps us in baseball games. We're going to miss that when a day comes, hopefully he doesn't, where we don't have enough of it, right? That's where I go. Like, Sanchez has this great stuff, but how many times does he go past 5, 6, like deep in the games? Like, when Noel goes deep. So when people say he's not an ace, yes, he is, because aces are the guys who can go deep in the games, right? That they trust to go deep in the games. Wheeler, ace. Most teams, Aaron Noel's an ace. Most teams around baseball, he's an ace.
He's our third starter.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Starter. It's insane.
Most teams would sign him to come in.
Not
great ones, Mike, right? But like smaller teams, obviously.
Yeah. Well, he's not a true number 3. He's only the number 3 because they went right, left, right, left.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's probably. I think he's probably actually your 3 this year. Right. I think he's probably actually your 3. I think Sanchez is your 2. I know Zach's your 1. So the fact that
Luzardo's your 2.
Yeah,
I know that they shaped it up like that, but I think come playoff time, like it's going to be Wheeler, Sanchez, Nola. I think that's going to be a rotation.
They only did it that way so they could start Sanchez at home.
Yeah,
Because
again,
of his home road splits are so bad.
If we're assuming that the Phillies are going to win the division or have a home playoff series to start, right? You're going to go Wheeler game 1, Sanchez game 2, Nola game 3 on the road, right? But regardless, I cannot. Now, I'm fired up now. I can't wait. I've flipped
because he can handle it. Because Aaron Nola can handle that.
So there's this 4:00 game on Saturday. I'm going to Nola Sasaki is on Fox. I cannot wait for him to go out there and absolutely shove it up the bridge.
Every game is on national TV.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Except for Sunday.
Friday's Apple TV. Is that?
Yeah.
Friday's Apple TV. Sunday.
And they're due for some L's too. Like they're due to lose 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they're
not going to go win 20. Maybe they will.
No, you're right, Joe.
I'm not going to say that.
It feels like they're due.
I'm ready to go out there on Saturday. It's going to be a fired up crowd, and Aaron Nola is going to shove it right up Shohei Ohtani's ass. I can't wait.
Let's go.
Can't wait. I've flipped the script. Let's go. I'm all in on it. I got my Aaron Nola jersey hanging up in the closet. I'll go get it.
Buckets is waiting for him to give up a curveball that goes 480. So
that's fine. When they're up 8-0 in the 8th, that's okay.
Nobody knows who he is. He's not laughing. He's all upset. We were on different tracks. Can you just understand we were on different tracks? Greg, long story short, he was talking nationally when he was talking marketable, etc. All right. Gotcha. And when I was talking locally. So long story short, we're on the same tracks. What the hell is that?
Headphones.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Arm stretches? Oh, I thought you had the I thought you put the bands out. I thought you were getting some band work in.
Beats are dying. Might
work on the traps.
Old school.
We're awesome. Yeah, I mean,
we are. It's incredible.
And us. I mean, we're
and us.
Oh, yeah.
Phillies are awesome too.
I thought we were talking about us. I didn't think we were talking about Phillies.
Well, but right, we're awesome.
Perfect. Even better.
I mean, we're just still talking, and we just talk about shit. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's the whole point.
No, I know. This is why we're here. Right? I used
to
say to guys that were on these airways, there was guys who were on Wednesday nights back in the day that were mutes. So it's good to have you guys. So I apologize if I interject sometimes. I'm used to mutes, right? I'm used to a mute party. Everybody's mics are just muted. Like I'm just doing the show, me and Greg. And a look at me guy. That's all it was. Me, Greg, and a look at me. So yeah, that's all.
And I don't take that shit personal either. I think that's weak. Like it's good to disagree. It makes the show. Like you're agreeing to disagree. Like I don't know. You don't purposely
you do the same thing I do. You look for things.
Yeah,
you're a look.
You have to. That's what makes a good show.
Yeah. I peek around. I peek around. I say, "What's over there? Come over there. We can argue."
Rick Covey's still here.
Looking for something, anything to argue with, and then I'm looking for guys to have a good time with it. Holy shit! Like the days, like growing up with your boys and talking sports in the car and yelling and screaming. Like, I mean, I feel like that's what we all grew up on, and it's like, Bucket. That's why you're my guy, because you came on here right away and you were able to handle that, right? Because I'm not, I'm not easy on here sometimes. I know, right? I'm accountable. I get excited. I'm passionate. Pumper, we love your chat. We would love some more people to comment in. You know what I mean? Besides just Pumper, I feel like he's just ruining everything. I didn't say he's the end all be all. I said he's a damn good on. God damn it! Why is this so hard to admit? We need either the greatest of all time or they stink. Like there's middle grounds here, people. There's levels to this shit. There's levels to sports. I'm gonna break it down in the simplest form. There's guys who flat out stink. There's guys who were like teetering on average. Then there's your average. Then there's your above average. You get that? It goes.
Yeah, there's Christian Pache. There's Cody Clemens. Like you're going a little up.
You want to see?
Then you got your Sosa.
Then there's mega stars. Then there's stars. there's all-star type players. And then there's mega stars. There's levels. But Pump doesn't understand that levels is shit.
Now, you want to see a guy that really stinks? Tune into the Phillies tomorrow at 105. That guy really fucking stinks.
You'll probably shove tomorrow.
There's,
Wow.
He
there's
probably
strawberry
He
smoothies.
probably will.
then
He
there's banana
absolutely will
smoothies.
shove.
Yeah, he's facing the Rockies lineup who fucking.
It's great they're on MLB Network down here. I get to watch them without a delay or without a super long delay.
Noah,
Pump. Sorry, Bucket. I can't do this. Because the guy totally redeems himself and then ruins it at the end again. Like you just can't do it. They're not even in the same conversation, dude. Like Tobias wouldn't go anywhere and be a team's best player. He wouldn't be like best arm, right? Because that's all he can be. He can't be a team's best player, but he can be their best arm. He can go places and be a team's best arm. Tobias isn't doing that anywhere. Like, stop the comparison. Like, Tobias never had, 7 shutout innings in a playoff game. Like, Tobias never came up that big for us. Tobias never pitched in that Cardinals series on the road and flat out shoved it. He didn't do that, Pump. So leave him out of this. Knock that stuff off. This is where I lose my mind. Where I feel like people wanted this.
I think Tobias Harris's best game as a Sixer was a game that I was there when I bet his under for points. He went off for like 35.
Dude, I think Aaron Nola is. I think Aaron Nola is Jalen Hurts. Like maybe it's because he's been here the longest. I don't know. I just think
now he's compared to Jalen Hurts.
What is going on?
No,
I'm so confused right now.
Well, you're confused because you don't let me finish. When we win, it has nothing to do with Noah, or it has nothing to do with Hurts. When we lose, it's like, oh, Hurts, Noah. Like he gets all the hate.
Okay,
I'll give
That's
it.
where I'm going.
Okay.
You redeemed yourself.
All right, you're back. We're back in the trust tree.
That's where I was going.
Mike today is just up and down, like a win-lose chart. That's like one of those things you see at the end of the game. He's just back and forth.
Yeah.
He's teetering along.
Me and Tom were on two totally different pages. I was talking like the whole world, and he was talking about here. People are hating.
He was in Japan. I was here. Like that's how far away we were from each
other. No, we got to get him in an auto or O'Reilly Auto Parts commercial. Let's get him in one of those.
No, but it is weird. Like it's a weird. Like Jalen Hurts is one of the most winningest quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's like every time we win, you don't hear about it.
Yeah, he has.
But then when you lose, you hear about it.
At all.
He's just out there. He doesn't take the snap. He has no control where the ball is thrown. Like he does nothing. I love that. Like he has no control of anything. He's just there. He's just there. Kev, there ain't a guy in the country, and Greg can attest to this, that will be harder on Bryce Harper than Tom Arnone. And I'll third person myself there. Like there is not a person out there.
Definitely no poster over his bed.
Nope.
No,
I'll keep it.
Harper hit a piss missile at the shortstop today. The dude made a great play on it.
Would have scored 2 runs.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Bryce Harper to the question.
No.
I
hear you.
Let me clarify that. I'll never be worried.
I'll
never be. No. But I'm letting you guys know how I will get after him if needed. Right. If needed. But I'm never worried about him. Right. That's the difference. You know what I mean? That's the point. Like I'll be hard on him because I expect greatness. Right. So like when we need that big hit in a playoff game, I know he's come through in the past, but I need a lot more than I don't get it. Make sense? Like I need that. I need a carrier. Like when we're getting 2 hit, I need you to have the 2 hits then. One of them, you better. I need you to drive a baseball. I know it's a lot of pressure to ask, right? I get it. But when you're a megastar and you ask for more money to start the year last year, when I thought you had 9 years left on your goddamn deal, I got issues with that. You didn't win shit. So don't start asking for more money. You got 8 years left on your deal. What are you talking about? Your kid's gonna be almost graduate. What are you saying? You want more money?
And when you signed that deal, nobody thought you'd be playing first base already.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 more years into the deal from now, but already playing first base, not throwing. Like, oh my, come on. He's
got to win. He more than anybody on this baseball team. Bryce Harper has to win, and he knows it. He's not an idiot. This is why grown-up Bryce is my guy, right? Younger Bryce was not my guy for a couple of reasons. One, I hated the Nationals, right, because of him, right? So obviously there was already like a hatred there because I was supposed to hate him, and then he comes over and I'm way more in than I'm out on him, right? And like, I don't have complaints with him at all. I just think there's moments where especially in the postseason. He's had big moments, but then he's looked lost sometimes. And I get it. It's hitting. It's hard. But, like, he has more pressure than anybody on this team to win for his career on how you look at him when it's all said and done. And he's smart now. When you get in your 30s, you get smarter. You slowly get a little smarter as you get older. It's weird.
Like you said on the hey, when you're getting 2 hit and you need a big moment, he's that guy you rely on. I mean, he did it on opening day. You're getting shut out by Mackenzie Gore, right? He comes out of the game, he hits a bomb, ties the game up, right? Yep. And Schwarber goes back to back with him, and just like that, you're leading the game, right? You give you guys a little bit of spark, and there you go, you're ready. Well, not back to back, so Bo was third, but you get my point, right? And then they win the ball game, right? Like, you need that. He's that guy. You can count on him because he's got a track record of being able to do it, right? Like, he's going to have his bad nights. It's baseball. Fucking, I don't know if there's anybody in the league that they're not possible to go 0 for 5. It's always possible to go 0 for 5. You could go 0 for 5 and hit 5 line drives directly at people. You can go 4 for 4 hitting a squibber, break 3 bats, and hit one off of somebody's shin that the guy says, "Oh, that's actually a hit. It's not an error." Something like that. Like,
I'll say this. I think it's bigger than this. It's bigger than this. I need 40 plus a year. I need 120 RBIs a year. Like, this is what I want to make clear. It's not about the player. I don't think we've gotten the full version of Bryce Harper. Where's the full?
We've got it once. We've got it once.
So we'd be asking for more money. I know, Tommy John. I get that we lost that. I totally understand. He's a warrior. He's a grinder. He's my type of guy. He's a guy that I want to go to war with, right? So I'm not saying this out of like, oh, I'm disrespecting Bryce Harper. I'm saying I want to win. And I need a red hot season from Bryce Harper. I need 40 plus. I need a carrier. Ryan Howard was a carrier. And then that's a guy who didn't get enough respect for it. He was a carrier for this lineup. He set the tone. He was feared because he delivered all the time. And he hit 40 plus. So when you're doing that, you put more fear into your lineup naturally. You make it easier for so many guys, right? And these are his guys that he brought in here. These are guys that he wanted to play with.
Yeah.
Or they wanted to still be here. Right? They wanted to still be here. These are his type of cats. And I buy into his type of cats. Going back to personality, I think we got dogs on this team. We got guys who want to win. We got unselfish guys. And it came down to being more disciplined. And that starts at the top. And that's Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking you not to go 0 for 5. I'm asking you to have good at bats at least.
Yeah,
right?
Tom says,
no, for sure.
Tom says I'm like looking, finding things, just looking for something. The only thing you could be worried about, and it's not even worried. It's like I brought up the first base thing. Like I said, he's playing first base this early in his contract. Tommy John, it limits you. It makes you have a couple DHs on this team. Like, in reality, if you can only play first base, you're a DH. Can't DH because Schwarber's there. Schwarber can't really play nowhere. He's trying left field, can't play nowhere. Cassidy's played good defense.
He's really good first baseman, though. He's a good first baseman.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Gold Glove.
So
it could be worse, right?
That's where people get confused. Like, he's played a great first base. I don't even. It's not to say that. It's just we know that he's the athlete enough to where he can be flexible. What does that?
Well, he said he's willing to be.
Yeah,
he said he's willing to be. If I think it, like, hypothetically they signed Alonso, they don't sign Kepler. He's playing left field.
What about like Vladdy?
They shift Casty over to left.
Oh, I think same thing for Vladdy. My only issue with Vladdy is I don't think we're giving him $600 million.
No, we're not.
I'm with you. I'm saying, like,
I think 100%, Mike. I think if you go trade or sign a guy like those guys, he's in left field.
Yeah.
Or he's in right and Casty's in left field.
There's one other name after this year that would send him to right field, too.
And it's Aiden Miller.
No. There's one other guy that would send them to right field. He's not on this team right now.
Who? I'm interested.
It's not a big name.
No, I'm even more interested.
I'm trying to think.
You guys really have no idea?
It's not Vladdy, and it's not.
It's not a name like that.
Give me a division.
No
Central. NL Central.
mean, it should have been
bringing
Hoskins.
Reese back.
Yeah.
Bringing
okay.
Reese back. Well, see, I went Aiden because I
you guys a
figured.
little spin around. You guys
did.
have no idea. You guys were Morgan Wall.
Yeah.
Spinning around.
Yeah.
I got a question. When's this Painter? Because you said Aiden Miller. That just sparked this.
Well, that's why I thought he was going back.
You guys go back.
Bomer to first. Aiden plays third.
Real quick, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Wait a second on Painter. I want to ask you this. Like, I didn't say that. I said that as like a question. Like, it too is that a guy that you guys would say, hey, move him to right for a
Does
year
this even
two?
make sense?
I
I would have
bring him
kept
back?
him,
but
I wouldn't bring him back. I would have kept him, but I wouldn't bring him back. I don't even know if that makes sense.
I know that it'd be factual that's where he wants to come back here.
Oh, I think. I think it's definitely plausible for sure.
But no, but then you're bringing in a minus defender, right? I think the only way that happens, it's not this year, right? It's maybe next year. Cassidy's not here, and I don't know if Bryce moves out for. I don't know if Bryce moves to the outfield if you bring in Reese. I feel like
not for 214 last year, right? Like he's not moving out there.
No.
So
no, I feel like if you're bringing in somebody, it's got to be a big name. If Bryce is moving, it's got to be a guy that can only play first base, and it's somebody who's a massive name like Vladdy or like I don't know. I might have moved. I really like Christian Walker. Like if they would have maybe went after him instead and he didn't sign in Houston, I think Bryce maybe would have moved out there for him. I like Christian Walker a lot, but I don't really think there's anybody else out there, at least that's available, that they would move.
No, I'm with you.
Well,
and the only reason I threw Alonso out there is just because how long he stayed on the market, right?
Yeah,
You're
he was an
option. Then you start like, how can I maneuver this, right? He's here for so long, right? Like,
I think
I'm not even a big polar bear fan, but
I don't really like Pete Alonso. But again, he's a guy that gives you 40 bombs.
He's a goddamn weirdo.
Yeah,
he's a goddamn weirdo. So
yeah,
I'm like,
I also just hate Mets on principle. The only one I don't hate is Zack Wheeler. But
no, Pump. I wouldn't bring Reese back either. I was asking the question.
Yeah,
is Painter hurt, Greg?
33.
No.
He's not a rookie ball. He didn't pitch a whole lot during spring training.
He's not hurt, but it's by design that they didn't pitch him in spring training.
Yeah.
Because they want to limit his innings. He'll be up in July.
Yeah.
July,
I
August.
hope, because I'll tell you what, I'm tired of hearing the guy's name. Like
he's still only 23, 24 years old.
He's 21.
No, I know.
Is he not? Is he only 21?
I swear to God.
I know.
Greg, I just saw him throw. I saw him throw at 17. I literally just saw him throw. And he could have been 18 at that point. But I just saw him throw.
Well, where I was going with this was would you trade? We act like he's so untradeable. Like I keep hearing his name. Like, no, you can't. You absolutely cannot.
He turns 22 next week.
But if there's a deal at the deadline, like something that we've been discussing, like whether it's Vladdy, I don't know. But if there's a deal that you think that we look back and go, oh, this could put us over the top, because we've been quiet at deadlines. We did Austin Hayes, and you did whoever the hell, Estevez. Like we didn't do much this offseason. Usually we make a splash in the offseason. I think we make a splash at the deadline. So I'm saying when you have a unit like this one where the window's not closing, but on this particular group it probably is with the same team because we just ran it back. Like if they really believe like, hey, this might be the year. Like, is he that untouchable?
He is, yes.
He is untouchable, yes.
There's the other guys.
Him and Aiden Miller are untouchable. Anybody else is available.
Yeah. And I think they proved it this offseason when they didn't trade Aiden Miller for Crochet. They wouldn't listen to Aiden Miller for Mason Miller or anything. I think they proved it this summer because you could have had Crochet, but the White Sox didn't want a deal starting with Crawford. They wanted a deal starting with Miller.
I'm double checking. I think.
Yeah, but I'll say this:
top 10 prospects.
Baseball. I'll give Vlad Guerrero Jr. the bag. And
you will give $600 million?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
That's interesting.
Because he hits for average.
He does.
Like, he's not only a guy who's going to drive you 30, 35.
I'll give you that. He does.
Like, he's a guy who's going to bat 280.
Yeah.
Like, and you plug that in a lineup.
And you put him in this ballpark?
Yeah, like, I just think, like, he's a guy.
I just worry the cheesesteak's going to go to his.
He's not a big strikeout guy. Like, he's not a big strikeout guy, Greg.
No, you're right.
He's a contact
You're
guy.
right.
That's the guy. These are the guys you give $600 million to. If you're going to do it, I'm not giving $600 million to anybody, but they will.
Well, yeah.
I mean, 100 RBI guy. Last year he's 323. I mean, last year he raked 264, 274.
Yeah, he was an MVP
311.
conversation last year.
Yeah, like he hits for average. He's 287 career hitter. There's enough sample size to say, hey, that guy hit for average.
Oh no,
Right?
that's who he is. You're right.
He's gonna have better numbers than his dad, I think.
I would drive Painter to the airport for.
You're
obviously
insane.
Take more, but
Painter
for
is
Vladdy,
the best.
Oh, I can
pitching
wait on
prospect.
that though, so I'm not saying.
I hear you,
the
but
airport.
Tommy
I can
John,
have
dude,
both.
like
I can have both.
He's
No, but I can have
20.
both.
He's 21.
I know he already has Tommy John.
No, but
That's
Vlad's gonna be a
good
free
thing.
agent.
That's a
Vlad's
good
gonna be
thing.
free agent.
It's
Yeah,
already out of the way. Now he can just go.
Vladimir Guerrero
Zack
Jr. is
Wheeler.
going to be a free agent. So I can have both of these guys.
Maybe.
I don't have to have just one.
True.
That's why I'm not dealing prospects
Yeah,
for them unless I know other teams. Other teams can rent them, and I can go overpay them. What do I give a shit about the money? I can defer it. I can do other things.
Yeah, like we're acting like we're not gonna have holes next year, right? Because I think Cassie's coming to the end of his deal, Schwarber's coming into this deal.
Schwarber and JT are up this year,
Good.
and then
Marshawn-
Cassie's
I
got
start
one more.
Marshawn, I signed Vlad. I moved Harper to right. Right.
Mhm.
If Bohm's not back, Miller's playing third or Turner's playing third. So there's your reshake. And I probably have Marshawn, or I go out and get a veteran catcher, or I bring JT back for a year. 2 years is probably what I would do. Bring him back for another year, give maybe a 2-year deal, be nice. Right. And Marshawn probably splits time with him a lot of times. And then you DH him when he's not playing. And you sort of use there, but I would even give Schwarber. Schwarber's not that old.
No,
Schwarber's the same age.
Schwarber's going to get a 3-year deal from me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get Vlad. I'm going to have Vlad, Schwarber. I'm going to have Vlad from the right side, Schwarber from the left side. Come see me.
Yep.
Like you want to play with the Dodgers? Then go play with them money wise.
Yeah. Justin Crawford will be in that outfield next year.
Yep.
You'll have
It's
Aiden
going to be
Miller.
a youth movement, but you got to have those superstars.
Yeah.
Right? You got to have the Vlad and the Harper, right? Turner per se.
I just got bricked up thinking about it.
You need to have
I'm
those guys
so
around
excited.
those guys. That's why you
I'm
need
so
JT still here and Schwarber still here, because you need the veterans too with the youth movement in a way where they intertwine each other, and then then they can grow like the Eagles off of each other.
That's why
And then
the
you create new
Giants
leaders.
were so good. They won 3 World Series in
Yeah,
what,
they
6
kept
years?
bringing them up.
They kept bringing up new guys, and then
Yeah.
it's the reason the Dodgers have been so good for so long too. Like they keep bringing these
In a
guys
way.
up.
Yep, in a way. Yep.
I don't know
Like,
where.
yeah, like obviously they paid guys, but like they still have
They still have homegrown guys. To your point.
Yeah, like they had Belly won an MVP over there.
Yeah.
He's gone now. Like they all these guys that are coming up. Like and then they trade for guys like Mookie. They sign guys like that. You go after those guys when you're in their window because you have these guys here. Like I don't know. Like they had Walker Buehler who was in the Cy Young conversation. He's gone now, right? Like they have these guys that they bring up that supplement the other spots. They maybe don't pay those guys, but then they have these other guys that they get at 26, 27. They're paying them a shit ton of money, right? Who maybe they weren't great somewhere else. Like I think a perfect example is like Teoscar Hernandez. That dude was decent in Seattle. He's been an absolute monster in LA. Absolute monster. Right. Then they go get a guy like Freddie Freeman. Right. They had Trey Turner for a year. Right. They're getting these guys. And I want to be that. Like we can be that. We have the money to do it. We have the prospects. Right. And like you got the depth in the system, which you haven't had in a decade.
Yeah.
In a decade. You haven't had the depth. So like, yeah, you say, no, we're not trading Painter. No, we're not trading Miller. Probably not trading Justin Crawford either, unless you're getting somebody massive. Right? Those are your 3 guys. Everybody else, see it. I'll drive you to the airport myself. Right? Fill these holes that you have. Right? And over the next year or two, like we were just talking about, we let some of these older guys walk. You're filling them in with homegrown talent. Then you can pay these guys like Vlad the $600 million over the hell he's going to get.
Yep.
Because you're not paying these other guys $40 million a year. They're on rookie deals.
But that's the thing. You need to pay.
Exactly.
You need to pay Schwarber. Right?
Yeah.
You need to go get a guy like Vlad. You obviously need a Turner still here.
Yeah.
And then you got to bring those guys up around them. Like Ryan said, now you got rookie deals and you can spend a ton of money on other things. And that's what they got to do. You know, you got Painter up, so now you bring up you're bringing up all your kids, and they're sprinkled around studs. That's what you need. And Vlad to me,
good habits. They learn
Vlad
good
to me
habits
is the perfect fit here, the perfect right-handed bat. Again, because he hits with average and doesn't strike out a ton.
Paul Skeens, buddy. Paul Skeens. He's not going.
Yeah,
anywhere.
it doesn't fly out when it's cold, but if you barrel a baseball, John, it flies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like Vladdy here. I think I don't know where the holes will be. We're 5 games in, but if there is a hole that needs to be filled, my guess it'll be in the pen. Like I think we make a huge splash at the deadline. I don't think Painter will be going. I was just throwing that out for conversation, but I
think the best place to put him is in the bullpen.
I think we'll make a splash.
Tom, you know me. I've been saying that for the last 3 years.
All right, Andrew Painter would be in the back end of my bullpen.
I think Andrew Painter should have been on the postseason roster the last 2 or 3 years in the bullpen.
Better than Lorenzen.
In the bullpen.
Yo, I watched him.
Look what Adam Wainwright did early in his career. Now, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like, Adam Wainwright's, maybe first ballot, but definitely Hall of Famer, right? But look what he did early in his career. He came in out of the bullpen, got his feet wet, and then he was a dominant starter for most of his career.
I don't know if I saw what I thought was like, I've been down to Georgia a bunch of times, right? So that's where you see like everybody from everywhere.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I don't know if I ever saw what I thought to be like, that's a first round pick. Like that's not just that's a first round pick. Like when he threw against us, I was like, holy crap. That is a first round arm.
I don't have one of these.
Because they put everything up on the scoreboard, right? Everything's on the scoreboard. So it's like, when it was an off speed, his control of all his stuff, right? So it wasn't just like, I can mow you my fastball. Absolutely. But he had really great off speed stuff. And he put a lineup down of a bunch of D1 guys, made them look silly.
Yeah.
Right? They made them look absolutely silly. And like I said, we weren't down there with a Nerf gun. We had some guns, right? And there's levels, right? We talked to this stuff. There's levels to this stuff. It's crazy. And it was the first time I was like, wow, that's what it looks like. All right. I got it. I got it now. Because you have guys that you think are like inside your program. They're like, that's a Power 5 guy. That's a first round pick guy. That's an MLB guy. And then you see one and you're like, nope. Like then I started watching other teams down there. Like, because I started checking rosters and you start finding the SEC loaded rosters and you go watch some of their games and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I know why.
Ryder, places like that, no, it's great stuff, right? And then there's Tennessee. and then there's LSU, and then there's Vandy, and then you're like, okay, all right. Like you always knew there was levels, but then you have to see it like live in a game to be like at that age and be like, oh, there's the separator bar. Look how fast that guy was. He had a double. Oh my God. I thought he ran from home to second straight. I didn't even think he went to first. He was so fast getting there. You're like, okay, there's the crazy burst speed.
Yeah.
You think you played with great players and you're like, oh, there it is. So he was that type of guy. So like Buckets, he was that highly rated prospect then, so it just sucks we had to wait a little longer because he's a fast track guy.
He'd probably, if he hadn't gotten hurt, he'd probably be up here already. He'd probably be a second or third year already. He'd be the Paul Skeens of this rotation.
And he'll come in and you'll see. And I think if you closed him, that could be the big deadline move. He's my closer.
You want to talk about limiting innings?
There it is.
There you go. Hey, go throw as hard as you want for an inning. Let's go.
He's my high leverage guy.
Well, how about that?
Back to that.
What happens if he turned into like a dominant closer for you? What would you do?
Leave him there.
Leave him right there.
Leave him there.
My hardest out in a baseball.
Because I could always go buy arms.
Yep, I can buy arms.
We've done it. We've seen it. You can always buy arms.
Like say you pitched him as a closer at the end of the year, and he was just lights the hell out. And in the postseason, he was just lights out. He's money. I'm not changing what he's doing.
No.
Nope. If you're dominant, you're dominant.
It'd be a great problem to have.
Yep. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, right?
It'd be a great problem to have. We'll see what happens.
We're making moves.
See what happens.
What up,
Sprinkle a bit on the Taiwan Walker starts.
Yeah, he backs up Taiwan, right?
Salt.
Yep.
Little salt back. Salt back.
There you go.
Hey,
you're in the pen, but go. Taiwan's pitching today. Be ready by the second. Here we go.
Be ready.
we got a high leverage and we got a high leverage bottom one.
We got a high leverage in the second inning.
Yeah, you're going 80 today. You weren't supposed to, but you are. Christ.
All right, can they win 2 out of 3 versus the Dodgers?
Hell fucking yes, they can win 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers.
It's April
yeah.
time. I mean, they could sweep. I mean, who the hell knows?
It's April.
It's
Can
April.
they beat them in the postseason?
Right.
Can they beat them in a postseason?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they can.
I think so. I think you need probably one more like really good bullpen arm, which we talked about, like getting at the deadline. But I think I think our starting rotation sticks with them. I think our lineup maybe one guy shorter than theirs. I think, but no, I don't see any other team in the National League fighting with them. I think it's got to be us.
Buckets.
Playoffs? I mean, yeah, I feel like we kind of own the Dodgers. Like once I could be wrong. I feel like every time since I've grown up, we played the Dodgers in the playoffs, we beat them.
That would be correct.
I feel like we just own them for whatever reason. So like, do they sweep us this weekend? Maybe, but like when the playoffs come around, like same thing as the Braves. I don't care how many the Braves could win 112 games. It's like see me in the playoffs. I feel like we just own you.
It's gonna be hard.
There's just certain teams where it's just like that happens. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be tough this year.
We're a playoff.
They're 0-7. It's gonna be tough.
We've been notorious of playing up or down in the playoffs to our competition.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Too.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
I
want to play. I want to play the best teams.
Me too, because I think our best players rise up in those spots.
Yeah, that's why we lose to the Marlins all the time.
Yeah, we're a better underdog.
Yeah,
it's like a Philly thing, right? I mean, it's weird, but we're like almost better as like, you're maybe not as good as them. Oh yeah,
we want to be hated. We want to be overlooked.
Oh, yeah, we're not. Oh yeah, you're not as good as the Chiefs. Oh okay, all right. I told a guy he could sleep with my wife if we weren't. All right, at that age. So, we're just as good as them. I agree with Rye. We're probably a bullpen. We're a bullet short in the back end. And
maybe we're not. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah,
right?
maybe we're not. We'll find out.
Yeah, I've seen Jordan Romano for 1 inning and he gave up 2 runs against the Nationals.
Yeah, so it wasn't a great start, right? It wasn't a great start.
But we always feel like we have a hole in the bullpen, and we may. Like that just might be the case. But I also feel like because there's zero structure. There's zero structure, like we were talking about earlier. We don't know who the hell the closer is. We think we do until Alvarado's pitching in the 7th and the 6th. Like we don't know. Like there's no structure. That's why we're like, we're a bullet short. But they're also, to flip side of it, could be a bullet short.
They don't have structure in their pen either.
Kevin, no.
Well, hold on, real quick before we get to Kevin. They don't have structure in their pen either.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts is Uncle Analytics. So there's they go high leverage. They're high leverage.
Worst thing.
It's LA buckets. It's LA. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Worst thing he did was win a World Series because now everyone thinks he's a good coach.
He's a moron. He's
like Steve Kerr, the NBA.
Yeah, he lives in the sheets. Captain, no, you were, as Ryan said, you were as safe as can be. Come enjoy.
Yeah, you're good, Kevin. You might get harassed.
Welcome in.
Someone might tell you to fuck off, but
you might get harassed, but you're not.
Don't talk shit. Like that's the simplest thing. Like if you go anywhere talking shit, you think that's going to age well? Like if you go into New York and you go to a Giants game and you want to talk shit with another team jersey on, it's probably not going to age well for you.
Yeah, like if you're the idiot going to Yankee Stadium in the bleachers wearing a Soto Mets jersey, you might get your ass beat.
Like in the Subway Series, but not wearing it, being an asshole.
Well, yeah. Well, they're New Yorkers. That's goes hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's people who just, even if you ignore them, will keep trying to heckle you and won't stop until they get a reaction because there's morons everywhere.
Yeah. I
would say there's bad people everywhere. There's bad fans everywhere. There's great fans everywhere. You have combos all over. It's what it is.
Love combos.
Not every fan's a piece of shit. Some are though.
Yeah. No, man, bring a 30 rack with you. Give a couple Phillies fans near you a couple beers. You'll be fine.
Hope I didn't scare you off there, but I think every fan base has assholes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But this also isn't the Eagles.
And
Eagles
it's also April.
yeah,
This
and
isn't
Eagles
October.
fans are different.
That's true.
And they're different in the way because there's too many drunks down there, in my opinion. And there always has been. Right. They allow
And
too
there's
much.
9 games a year.
Yeah,
If you're lucky.
yeah.
8 maybe at home.
There's
And
a
that's
thousand
part of it, right?
There's 1,000
That's always
tailgates
part of
down there, right? Which I love a good tailgate. I'm not like anti-tailgate. But with alcohol, you create problems. So like whatever. That's
I
a
mean, Mike,
conversation.
Tommy throws a
Mike
good
Beehive
tailgate football.
Scott got jumped.
Yeah, Mike Scott was bad. Tom
Mike
throws the nice
Scott.
tailgate football.
Oh yeah, I'll spin her.
Beer in the hand, spin it.
I can spin it. Absolutely can spin the football.
Yeah, Mike Scott wasn't safe.
I throw the
That's
football
crazy.
easier than I throw the baseball now.
So honestly, I think I do too.
It's weird. It's too much BP. When you throw too much BP, you start throwing weird. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Do it for like a decade, you'll start throwing weird. It's like weird.
I'm already
Like,
short arming everything.
Oh, my own. You know what I
That's
mean?
why
My
I
own.
throw football
Tommy
in
double pumps out here.
Yeah, Greg. I'm like, I hide the ball well. I'm like, if you hit off me, you hit off anybody. You know what I mean? And then you start getting to the you start to get to the end of the winter, and your balls start getting a little worn. And I got no grips. I'm asking kids for pine tar, like dead serious. Like I need a little tar guy. I got nothing.
Well, there's still
Michael
Oh, I have a
Pineda.
there's
on the
still
neck.
been never good balls in that facility.
Well, there's never good balls.
We
really
had
anything.
some, and they all disappeared. Don't know
Well,
where
no,
they
it's not even disappear. What happens is that the turf just kills them. That turf, like Cass put his hands down and they came out black.
went. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the turf just blackens the balls.
Yeah.
Like other types of turf don't do that. You don't get the wear and tear, so they stay white. Right. And wearing out by getting hit, right? That's just common sense. But in terms of your ones on the turf, not your ones in the cages. So that's what sucks about that turf, even though it's great because it's like thick.
Yeah.
And you get like more truer turf hops than you do like some of the fake turf that people want to throw around.
Yeah.
Like so there's good and bad. Again, we were talking about this right now. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter anything. Or, I don't even know where we're going.
Nobody watching right now gives a shit about our facility.
No, but come on in. Love to have you.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, if you got a little guy
You got a
Well,
10-year-old,
50 hours.
10-year-old kid.
or even girls, we got softball too. So swing on
Yeah,
in.
for sure.
Listen, it's you want to get better. It's simple. A lot of people out there that don't want to get you better. I'll tell you that right now. I will tell you that right now. We're going to do a whole show on who doesn't want to too, probably. Because I'll just start. I'll have like a list of like every real money grab around. You know what I mean? A certain guy in town charging like car payments, like high car payments, like luxury car payments to like work out and like a whole pitcher workout. And nobody's training them. Think about that for a second. Think about that. Kids training themselves by giving a plan. Are we okay? Injuries cool? Right? We don't frown upon that stuff no more. So I can't wait to do this, Greg. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to just say hello. Say hello. Say hello to a couple people that, a couple organizations that if you really lift up some rocks, right, you'd be surprised. So
or maybe not.
Count your blessings where you're at is my point there. Trust me on that one. There's horror stories all over the place. And some of the bigger ones where you're like, that place is perfect. Nope.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Nothing is. But
Nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect. But at the end of the day, I feel good about this series. I feel good about this team. Obviously, it's the start you want. We'd love to go sweep tomorrow, get to 5-1, take care of business against bad teams. You're 2 out of 3 against Washington. You love a sweep or you win a series, right?
Yep.
I'm all series wins. I don't get caught up into the sweep, but sometimes it's good to go put your foot on somebody's throat, not look ahead to the Dodgers, finish what you started here, sweep them out, and let's go have ourselves some fun. And
Giddy up.
if you guys got anything else, we can talk about it. But if not, we can throw this in a bow.
Sixers doing their best tanking job.
Yeah.
Great loss last night.
Oh, can we get a spin? Hold on. Let me get a spin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, tankathon. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Spin. 4th pick.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't fall out of 6, I'm good.
Just give me the
One
pick.
more. 6th pick.
I don't
Trey
care
Johnson.
about the pick. We're gonna pick
Trey
some
Johnson.
stiff anyway.
I got
It doesn't
one
really matter.
here. Oh, mine fell to 7. We don't like that.
No.
Yeah, my third
We
one.
haven't
pick.
drafted
Like
well in 10 years, and I'm supposed to be excited about a pick.
4.
It's
6.
like
2 pick.
Ooh.
They have us
There's
taking Dylan
2,
Harper, which
Yeah, it's Harper too. Yeah.
I would take Ace Bailey there. Absolutely.
whoever the hell we draft
I
is
would
going to
go
get some
Ace,
kind of
yes.
disease or injury.
I would
Doesn't
go
matter.
Ace. Just because I think I have my guards, right? So I don't need another ball dominant point guard.
Yeah.
Unless you want Maxey rolling off the ball. But then what do you do with McKean? Have him make TikToks from the bench?
Trade him.
It's
Oh,
truly
here we go.
amazing
Number 1.
that he got
Let's
hurt.
go.
Bang. Let's go.
Buckets.
The
Yeah,
interesting-
if we get
the
one
interesting-
bucket.
The interesting decision
What is
comes
that?
if you get 4 or 5.
Buckets.
Who
Are
do you
you
go
out
there?
if we get the 1? Are you out?
Unless we trade it, which we're not going to. Like this pick means nothing. We have not drafted well in 10 years. That's how we got here.
So if we get Cooper Flag, you're out.
If we get Cooper Flag, I'll be excited as hell. And a year into it, he'll have a torn ACL before the year's over. He'll be
Oh
done
my
for the
God.
year.
Oh my God.
I mean, the track record's right there. This is insanity. Give me one person that hasn't happened to. I mean, it's either an injury. Maxey's hurt right now.
No, stop.
That
This is-
hurt.
he's not hurt.
Yeah.
No,
we're
I hear
doing
you,
this.
but I'm just
We're
saying
doing this,
he's the rare air. It's the only one.
Don't do this.
We've been tanking for
Is he-
10 years. You
Is
gave
he
me one
the
name.
air? Is he the air up there?
I think there's
What do you
plenty of guys I'll be excited about in this draft.
There's
I
a
think
lot
can
to
really-
be excited about in this draft.
I think they can
Yeah,
really
I
help us, and I'm not going to be negative about it when I wanted this. Now, like I wanted to try to get up in here and get one of these players. There's no way the NBA can give them 3 picks in the first round. They don't. I don't even know if they have enough roster spots for all this.
No.
So
There's no way the NBA doesn't want the Sixers in the playoffs. There's no way that they don't want a guy like Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George if they don't get rid of him. And you give them Cooper Flag? Like, hey,
It's a
fix
sell,
this
dude.
shit. Fix this shit.
Well, they hate the
it.
process. They don't want teams to purposely tank. They hate this whole idea.
well, we're not
Well,
tanking on
They
purpose. One
created
guy's-
it. They created it.
Yeah, they
They
created
did
it.
this way. And if you give us this one guy, we don't have this problem anymore.
Listen, if Cooper Flag's the answer, God bless him. I doubt it.
It's a great white hope. Whites are back.
Whites are definitely back.
I mean,
I'm
Ace
not as
Bailey
high
would.
on it.
Ace Bailey would make us better too. Immediately.
Ace Bailey would definitely make us better.
Any of these guys would make us better.
Trey
Right,
Trey
like-
Johnson. Trey Johnson can stroke it. So
I don't know that. I know a lot of people like him. I don't know that he's that high end of a pick though.
well, no, I
They
said
got him
before
at
like 5 or
7
6
right now. I got him at 7.
I'm not taking him at 2.
No.
talking
I'm
about
not saying 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 5 or 6. You get one of those picks. He's there. That's a good name. He can
Yeah.
help us. You know, anybody who can shoot the basketball is a win.
Yep.
You know, and Cooper would help us on both ends of the court. Obviously, he's a specimen. So, I mean, I would think the NBA would want to give us that pick.
Yeah.
Like, because you can like market the hell out of him here with those 3 guys if they keep him, like Ryan said. Like the NBA will try to market the hell out of the Sixers for a minute. Embiid's
Absolutely.
coming back. He's healthy when he's not, but they'll say he is, and everybody will get excited. But Cooper Flag and Tyrese Maxey will be awesome together.
Correct.
Mhm.
It'd
Awesome,
be a fun 25 games if we're lucky.
Nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's getting hurt. You're out of your mind. What up, Derek? All right, we're getting out of here.
Fuck.
ATV Wednesday nights. Yeah, he's so out. I thought he'd be in. and he's so out. It's,
Nah, they just spit like they just threw me out. Until Embiid's gone, I'm just done. It's not happening.
Well, it's happening if you get Cooper Flag, regardless if Embiid's gone or not.
Rookie's gonna come in and win a chip.
I'm not saying win a chip.
Well, that's what we want. We've been thinking.
Well, maybe he does if they're healthy.
Phil's Rocks. Phil's Dodges. Play the Braves after the Dodgers.
Let's
go.
Everybody hits.
Next week. Phil's are going to be.
I'll plenty of time to watch the game in between.
Phil's going to be 9-1 this time next week. Let's go.
I'll plenty of time to watch a game Saturday during my 7-hour wait through games. So
do you actually? That sucks,
dude. I play a game at 2:45 and don't play another one till like 7:30.
That's brutal. And you're
That's
up
like
in
an hour.
Breakfast water, ice cold
like an hour and a half
water.
away. Like an hour and a half away. What are we doing here? What are we doing? These tournament directors should punch themselves square in the face.
Well, look for me on foul balls to the right side. I'm done.
Yeah, look for me on a. I just got a brand new 2025 car. Looking for me on a foul ball to the windshield. Guarantee it. Hasn't happened to me in 4 years of coaching. Foul ball right through the windshield. First weekend.
She's coming.
She's gone.
Sure. She's on the way.
You'll be calling the insurance. Yeah, well.
Get you out here. All right. ATD Wednesday nights.
Sorry, we can't help
you. We'll see you next Wednesday. I'm sure people in the chat will either be panicking or we're going to the World Series.
I don't know. I gotta work. Got a couple jobs.
Pump will still be upset.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday. You got a little pennant. Is that a Yankees pennant?
Where?
Behind your head. Yeah.
That's Phillies. Yankees.
The World Series. All right.
You're back. Yeah,
that's all Phil's.
Yeah, we're just confirming. We just didn't, I saw a Yankee symbol. I got a little worried.
Yeah.
I said I don't know what happens behind closed doors earlier.
And he's a Yankees fan.
Yep, and then
that would explain a lot.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, he's a Yankees fan. Okay.
The whole night makes total sense now that we know Buckets is a Yankees fan.
Which he's not. Just to confirm. We don't want people thinking.
No, I'm just messing with him.
I stayed out the Express a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah. I wore, but I got a hat on one time, see if it fit. But I was checking sizes.
Yeah, the David Ortiz Sports Center commercial. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's try it on. All right, let's get that guy. See you guys later. We love you all. Even you.